Beloved, life is not random. It moves in perfect rhythm, under grace, and in divine order. Everything that comes to you, every challenge, every reward, every return, arrives in perfect timing. There are 3 divine laws that guide your journey. You learn, you earn, and you return. Say softly now, I am guided by divine law. I walk in wisdom, I live in prosperity, and I give in love. Every experience teaches you, every effort rewards you, and every blessing asks to be shared. This is how life flows. Like the tide that rises, gives and returns again. You cannot rush it, for divine timing is never late. You cannot lose it, for what belongs to you always finds its way home. You are part of the eternal cycle of learning, earning, and returning. And when you move with it instead of against it, your life becomes effortless, graceful, and full of miracles. Say softly, everything in my life unfolds under grace and in perfect timing. Beloved, before abundance flows to you, wisdom must grow within you. Life will not give you what you ask for. It gives you what you are prepared to hold. And so the first divine law is you learn. Beloved, before abundance can find you, wisdom must shape you. Before blessings arrive, understanding must take root. Every soul that walks this earth must pass through the first divine law. You learn. Life is not random, it is a classroom of grace. Every experience, whether bright or difficult, is a divine lesson disguised as circumstance. There are no accidents, only assignments. There are no delays, only divine preparations. Nothing is wasted, not your pain, not your waiting, not your tears. Everything that has ever touched your life came to teach you something your spirit needed to know. Say softly now, I learn with grace. I understand that every challenge carries divine wisdom. Nothing happens to me. Everything happens for me. When you stop judging your experiences as good or bad and start receiving them as teachers, you begin to awaken. Every person who hurt you taught you strength. Every closed door taught you trust. Every loss taught you detachment. And every ending prepared you for a new beginning. You are not behind. You are being refined. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Say softly, I release resistance. I bless every experience that has shaped me. I am wiser, stronger, and more aligned with my divine path. Beloved, the universe never withholds your blessings. It only withholds what would harm you before you're ready. The delay is not denial. It is divine protection. Because what is meant for you requires a certain level of understanding to sustain it. You cannot hold wealth with a poor mindset. You cannot hold love with a fearful heart. You cannot hold peace if your spirit is still in pieces. That is why life begins with lessons, not as punishment, but as preparation. Say softly, every lesson prepares me for my next level. Every test shapes my faith. Every season matures my soul. When you bless your lessons, they become your teachers. When you bless your mistakes, they turn into miracles. When you bless your past, it becomes the foundation for your future. The moment you stop fighting what is happening and start asking, what is this teaching me? You shift from victim to creator. You step out of resistance and into divine flow. Say softly, I am open to learning. I am guided by wisdom. I am growing in every season. Beloved, there are people who repeat the same patterns because they refuse to learn the lesson. They ask, why does this keep happening? Not realizing that life repeats what you resist. The moment you learn, the test ends. The moment you understand, the pattern breaks. You graduate not through avoidance, but through awareness. Say softly, I am no longer repeating cycles. I learn quickly, I forgive easily, and I move forward freely. Do not despise your process. The seed that grows into a tree must first break apart underground. You are being stretched, shaped, and strengthened for what's coming next. You are not stuck. You are being built. You are not behind. You are becoming. Every waiting season is teaching you patience. Every silent period is teaching you trust. Every storm is teaching you faith that cannot be shaken. Say softly, I trust the process of my becoming. Every delay serves me. Every lesson blesses me. Everything unfolds under grace and in perfect timing. Beloved, there is a rhythm in divine education. First, light whispers, then it nudges. Then it repeats until your soul remembers, and once you finally understand, it releases you into the next chapter, the chapter of earning. But before you move there, breathe in the truth that everything you've lived through has prepared you for more. You have learned to let go. You have learned to stand tall. You have learned to forgive. You have learned to trust when nothing made sense. You have learned that peace is more valuable than proof. And now, that wisdom has built your foundation. Say softly, I have learned. I have grown. I am ready for my reward. Every teacher of life has brought you closer to your divine identity. Every situation that seemed unfair was actually in your favor. The path was never punishing you. It was preparing you. The universe was never silent. It was speaking through experience. And now, beloved, you are no longer the same. You are wiser. You are deeper. You are ready. Say softly, I bless my past. I bless my journey. I bless the wisdom that now lives in me. You are not who you were before the lesson. You are the version of yourself that understands the law. The law that says nothing is lost, nothing is wasted, and everything is working for your good. You were never forgotten. You were being refined for divine use. And when the lesson is complete, heaven whispers, now you have learned. Now you may earn. I say softly one final time, I have learned under grace. I have grown in divine wisdom. I am ready to receive my next blessing, in perfect order, under grace, and in perfect timing. And so it is, beloved. Once the lessons are learned, the rewards begin to unfold. This is the second divine law. You earn. You do not earn only through work. You earn through alignment. You do not earn through fear. You earn through faith. Your life expands in proportion to your belief in what you deserve. Say softly now, my faith is my currency. My belief attracts my blessings. I earn through trust, not through struggle. You are not rewarded for exhaustion. You are rewarded for expectation. The world may tell you that effort alone creates success, but the universe listens to energy. It responds not to your sweat, but to your certainty. Not to your fear, but to your faith. Because when your energy says, I am ready, your blessings answer, why are here? Say softly. Everything I have learned is now rewarding me. Everything I have given is returning to me multiplied. Beloved, earning does not begin in your hands. It begins in your consciousness. You can only hold in form what you already hold in faith. When you believe you are unworthy, opportunities pass by. When you believe you are enough, doors swing open. Because the universe always agrees with the story you tell about yourself. Say softly, I am worthy of abundance. I am open to receive. I am ready for my harvest. You do not need to force what flows by law. Your good has already been assigned to your name, and divine timing is delivering it. You are not competing for your blessing. You are aligning with it. You are not chasing money. Money is finding its way to your vibration. You are not earning approval. You are embodying divine order. Say softly, my work is blessed. My time is valuable. My energy multiplies everything it touches. Beloved, faith turns action into magnetism. Every inspired step, every kind gesture, every seed of effort returns with increase. When you do your work with love, your results are multiplied by grace. When you give from peace, your reward flows easily. When you serve with joy, the universe bends in your favor. Because heaven always supports a heart that acts in alignment with truth. Say softly, everything I touch prospers. Everything I give returns multiplied. Everything I do is guided by divine wisdom. There is no limit to what you can earn when you stop limiting what you believe you deserve. If you see lack, you create more of it. If you see overflow, you live in it. It is not the size of your action that matters. It is the vibration behind it. You can earn millions in peace or lose everything in fear. You can attract everything you need through joy or block it through worry. The difference is energy. Say softly, I act in peace. I live in overflow. Beloved, you are not alone in your earning. You are co-creating with divine mind. Every inspired idea that comes to you is not random. It is a whisper from heaven saying, this is your next step. When you obey those inner nudges, you align with your divine appointment, and the results you used to chase begin to chase you. Say softly, I am divinely guided in every decision. I am always at the right place, at the right time, with the right people. My faith produces divine results. The energy of doubt drains your reward. The energy of faith multiplies it. You cannot hold miracles while holding fear. Release the worry about when or how. That is not your work. Your work is to believe, to stay grateful, to stay faithful, and the rest will unfold under grace and in perfect timing. Say softly, I release control. I trust divine order. My blessings arrive on schedule. Beloved, true earning is not about possession. It is about expansion. It is not about how much you collect, but how much you become. Every time you choose faith over fear, you earn spiritual wealth. Every time you stay calm in chaos, you earn divine favor. Every time you keep giving when it's hard, you earn invisible interest that later shows up as miracles. Say softly, I earn peace. I earn wisdom. I earn prosperity through faith. The rewards that are coming are not random. They are the harvest of every unseen seed you've planted. Every prayer, every sacrifice, every act of kindness, every time you kept going when no one saw, the law saw it all. And now, beloved, the law is paying you back. In full, in divine order, in perfect timing. Say softly, my harvest is ready, my good is released. I receive what is mine by divine right. You have entered the season of divine return, where your past faith becomes present fruit. You are walking into rooms you once dreamed of. You are meeting opportunities you once prayed for. You are attracting wealth that once felt far away. Because the law never forgets. Every effort made in faith, every word spoken in love, every thought rooted in gratitude, they all come back multiplied. Say softly, all that I have given in faith now returns multiplied. Everything I have waited for appears in divine order. I receive under grace and in perfect timing. Beloved, this is your time to stand tall, not in pride, but in peace. You have learned your lessons. You have held your faith. And now you are earning your reward. You are not asking anymore. You are receiving. You are not chasing anymore. You are attracting. You are not hoping anymore. You are knowing. Say softly one final decree. I have learned, and now I earn. I am worthy, ready, and open. All that belongs to me flows to me easily, freely, abundantly, under grace, and in perfect timing. And so it is. Beloved, you have learned. You have earned. Now, the third divine law begins. You return. This is the law of completion, the law of circulation, the law of grace. Everything you have received must flow again. Everything that was given to you must move through you. You are not here to keep the blessing. You are here to expand it. The river does not hold the water. It lets it pass. The tree does not keep its fruit, it offers it freely. The sun does not hoard its light, it shines without effort. And so must you, beloved. For this is how you live in the rhythm of divine order. to learn, to earn, and then to return. Say softly now, I am a vessel of divine circulation. What I give multiplies, what I bless expands. What I return comes back to me under grace and in perfect timing. When you give from fullness, you never feel empty. When you share from joy, your well refills faster. Because giving is not losing, giving is multiplying. You were created to be a channel, not a container. To hold everything too tightly is to block the flow. But to give freely is to invite the infinite to refill you again and again. Say softly, I give from love, not fear. I share from faith, not worry. I give because I know I am endlessly supplied. Beloved, what you give to the world is what the world mirrors back to you. When you give peace, peace returns. When you give time, time expands. When you give kindness, kindness multiplies. And when you give love, love never stops finding you. The energy you send out travels through the universe and always comes home, changed, magnified, and multiplied by grace. Say softly, everything I give returns increased. Everything I bless grows greater. Everything I send out comes back in divine perfection. You are not meant to live small. You are not meant to hide your gifts or hoard your wisdom. Every word of encouragement, every act of compassion, every silent prayer you whisper for another, these are investments in your next miracle. The universe records every good seed, and the harvest always returns, sometimes quietly, sometimes suddenly, but always perfectly. Say softly, my good cannot be lost. My blessings cannot miss me. Every act of love I offer creates my next wave of miracles. Beloved, the world has taught many to fear giving, to hold tight, to save too much, to protect what they have. But protection rooted in fear becomes prison, and faith rooted in generosity becomes freedom. When you open your hand, you open your life. When you open your life, you open the gates of heaven. Say softly, I give with ease. I give with joy. I give because I live in abundance. Every time you share what you've learned, your wisdom deepens. Every time you bless others with your gifts, your talents, multiply, you help another rise, heaven lifts you higher too. The law of returning is not just about money. It is about energy. When you circulate what you've gained, you keep life alive in you. Say softly, the more I give, the more I grow. The more I share, the more I shine. The more I bless, the more I blessed. Beloved, you are part of the great cycle of divine exchange. You learn through experience, you earn through faith, and now you return through grace. This is the secret rhythm of life. The student becomes the teacher. The receiver becomes the giver. The blessed becomes the blesser. And each time the circle completes, it expands wider, creating a richer, deeper, more radiant version of you. Say softly, I am in rhythm with divine law. I receive with gratitude, and I return with love. To give is to honor your source. To share is to say, I trust there is more. I trust is the language of heaven. The universe rushes to refill every open hand, every kind heart, every generous soul. You cannot outgive divine mind. You cannot exhaust the supply of grace. You can only increase it through faith and circulation. Say softly, I am connected to infinite supply. My giving keeps me in divine circulation. My generosity creates my next blessing. Beloved, life is not about accumulation. It did not contribution. You did not come to take, you came to transform. You did not come to gather only, you came to give freely. And what you give from love will always be returned to you multiplied. This is the eternal law of return. Say softly, what I return to the universe blesses me in greater form. What I release in faith finds me again in abundance. Everything I do circulates good through a creation. You are the flow. You are the blessing. You are the returning grace of God made visible. Every smile, every word of hope, every gift of time, every prayer of peace. They all travel through the universe like light, touching lives, transforming energy, and finding their way back to you. Say softly one final decree. I give in joy. I return in gratitude. My life is an endless cycle of giving, receiving, and blessing, under grace and in perfect timing. And now the circle is complete. You have learned. You have earned. You have returned. The three divine laws of life have aligned within you. Wisdom, faith, and grace. You are no longer walking against the flow, you are the flow. You are not seeking divine timing. You are divine timing. You are not waiting for the universe to bless you. The universe is waiting for you to bless it. Say softly one last time, I live by divine law. I earn in wisdom. I earn in faith. I return in love. All things unfold under grace and in perfect timing. Feel that truth settle deep within your being. Your life is whole. Your path is blessed. Your heart is open. And your soul is free, and so it is.
Life is not a battlefield but a great game of mind and spirit, a chessboard upon which the invisible forces of thought, faith, and divine law move us toward our appointed victories. The world would tell you that wealth is earned through strain, struggle, and ceaseless labor. But the divine whispers a different story. Abundance is the natural birthright of the soul attuned to truth. To those who dare to step out of fear and into the light of faith, riches flow not as a trickle, but as a river, unending and overflowing. Money is not wicked, nor is it a false idol when placed in its rightful order. It is simply a symbol, a token of divine supply, drawn into your life according to the pictures you hold in your heart. The universe is an inexhaustible storehouse, and God is the eternal banker who never refuses a worthy request. Yet this storehouse does not open its doors to doubt, complaint, or disbelief. It opens when the soul aligns itself with spiritual law, when it speaks the word of faith with unwavering conviction. The road to millions is not paved with fear, nor is it lined with anxious toil. It is carved by the spoken word, the vision held in unwavering clarity, and the actions that proceed from inner certainty rather than outer desperation. For it is never the outer that shapes the inner, but the inner that shapes the outer. The individual who masters his thought life, who cleanses his tongue of defeat and fills it with declarations of victory, has already written his fortune in the unseen. What is written there must, by divine law, appear in the visible world. There are 5 principles, 5 steps, 5 living truths that, when embraced and practiced, set the stage for the miraculous. They are not tricks, nor are they schemes of man. They are spiritual laws as ancient as the stars, and as present as your next breath. To follow them is to align yourself with the very current of divine prosperity, the unseen river that flows beneath all appearances. When you place yourself in harmony with these laws, the riches of the universe are drawn to you as iron to the magnet, as ships to the lighthouse, as rivers to the sea. Your words are your wand, and with them you write the script of your life. Speak lack and you summon lack. Speak plenty and plenty hastens to meet you. Your thoughts are seeds planted in the soil of the subconscious. They cannot help but sprout in kind. And your actions, when born of faith instead of fear, are the final strokes of the artist's brush that complete the picture of wealth you hold within. Therefore, let us look with new eyes, listen with new ears, and prepare our hearts to receive. For the same power that set the stars in their places waits to set riches in your hands, if only you will dare to follow the 5 things that open the door to divine supply. To speak words of wealth, never of lack, is to recognize the hidden power that rests in every syllable we utter. Words are not empty sounds, they are living forces, creative currents that shape the unseen substance of life. When you say, I can, you open a door. When you say, I cannot, you close it. Every phrase you speak sends forth a vibration that either summons abundance or repels it, and the universe is impartial in its response. It simply reflects back the nature of the command you have given. Just as a seed planted in the soil cannot help but produce after its kind, So the words spoken into the ethers must return to you multiplied, carrying with them the essence of the thought from which they were born. To speak wealth is to plant seeds of wealth. To speak lack is to plant weeds of limitation, and the harvest will always match the seed. When you say, "I never have enough," you have unknowingly declared a decree, and life must obey. When you speak, "Money comes to me easily and freely," you have set in motion the law of supply, and opportunities begin to arrange themselves to prove your words true. This is not imagination, nor is it vain repetition. It is spiritual law. Every word carries a pattern, and the pattern will reproduce itself in your experience. The tongue is like the rudder of a ship, small but mighty, directing the whole course of your journey. If it continually points toward poverty, no amount of effort can shift you into prosperity, for the unseen blueprint has already been drawn by your speech. But if the tongue is trained to speak only of plenty, to declare abundance where none is visible, then the blueprint is altered, and life must rise to meet the new design. The untrained mind falls easily into idle talk. It mutters complaints, repeats the chorus of limitation heard from others, and treats words as if they had no consequence. But once you awaken to the power of speech, you realize that idle talk is no idle matter. Every casual remark is a seed, every careless complaint a decree. To say, "I am broke," even in jest, is to call upon the invisible forces to arrange themselves around your poverty. To laugh and repeat, "Nothing ever works out for me," is to give authority to failure. The wise soul, once aware of this law, begins to guard the lips as carefully as a jeweler guards precious stones. Nothing is allowed to pass them that does not carry the vibration of wealth, joy, and success. It may seem strange at first to speak prosperity in the midst of lack. It may feel unnatural to declare, "I am rich," when your purse is empty. Yet this is precisely the turning point, for you are not describing the visible. You are creating the invisible which will later appear. Faith speaks of things not yet seen as though they were, and the spoken word clothes them with form. The person who waits to see wealth before speaking it has missed the law entirely. You do not wait for the harvest to believe in the seed. You plant, and you speak over that seed as though the harvest were already here. So too with wealth. You speak words of wealth while appearances contradict, and in due time appearances are compelled to align. Consider how often people tie themselves to lack with their own tongues. They say, "It's too expensive," and so it remains forever beyond their reach. They sigh, "I can't afford it," and their very cells memorize the rhythm of deprivation. They tell stories of hardship and repeat them until those stories become chains. Yet all along, another choice was available to reverse the words. To say instead, "Everything I need comes to me in perfect time." To say, "There is always a way, and it reveals itself now." To say, "Money is drawn to me as a magnet draws iron." With such declarations, the atmosphere shifts, for words not only call forth events, they transform the inner vibration of the speaker. The mind believes the tongue, and the body follows suit, aligning actions and perceptions with the words spoken. The practice of speaking wealth is not about shouting affirmations into the air without feeling. It is about speaking with authority, as one who knows the law and expects its fulfillment. A king does not beg his servants, he commands them. A creator does not plead with substance, he shapes it. In the same way, your words must carry the calm assurance of one who knows they are backed by the infinite supply of God. When you say, "I am wealthy," you are not hoping or wishing, you are declaring an eternal truth that already exists in the unseen. With repetition, the subconscious accepts it as fact, and once accepted, it cannot help but arrange circumstances to prove it so. You may notice resistance at first. Old patterns of thought rise up and contradict the new words. The mind whispers, "But the bills are unpaid," or, "You've never had money before." These are the echoes of the past, not the voice of the law. Pay them no heed. Continue speaking wealth with firmness. Just as a gardener must pull up weeds day after day until the soil is cleared, so must you uproot words of lack whenever they appear. Replace them instantly with words of abundance. Say, I am always provided for. Say, my wealth increases daily. Say, the riches of heaven are mine now. Over time, the soil of the mind becomes rich, fertile, and free of contradiction, and the new harvest cannot be prevented. It is not enough to speak wealth only in moments of meditation. The true mastery is to let every word of daily life be colored with prosperity. When someone asks, how are you? Let your reply be, I am blessed beyond measure. When faced with a challenge, say, this is working out for my highest good. When tempted to complain of expenses, instead declare, every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied. By weaving words of wealth into ordinary conversation, you make prosperity the constant atmosphere in which you live. Soon, others will notice and echo your speech, for the vibration is contagious. Your words not only change your life but ripple outward, elevating those around you. Children understand this principle better than most. They speak boldly of what they want, imagining themselves already in possession of it. They say, I have a castle. And in their minds it is so. They do not weigh probabilities or calculate costs, they live by the law of imagination and word. Adults, dulled by years of doubt, forget this natural power. To return to it is not to be childish, but to reclaim the creative innocence that aligns perfectly with divine law. To say, I am rich, with childlike faith is to open the gates of heaven. Every fortune begins with a word, the skyscraper begins with a declaration. The business begins with a vision spoken aloud. The inheritance of spiritual riches is unlocked with affirmations of truth. History is filled with those who spoke their wealth long before it appeared, who dared to utter words of greatness when circumstances mocked them. In time, circumstances bowed to their words, as they always must. For the spoken word, charged with faith, is stronger than any visible condition. To hold a clear vision of abundance is to step into the realm of creation itself, for nothing comes into form without first being pictured in the mind. Vision is the mold into which divine substance is poured. The universe does not respond to confusion, to wavering images, or to shifting desires. It responds to the picture that is steady, unwavering, and alive with feeling. The person who drifts from thought to thought, one day imagining wealth, and the next day imagining poverty, scatters their creative power and delays the manifestation of good. But the one who fixes the inner eye upon abundance, who paints it in vivid colors upon the canvas of imagination, begins to draw it into experience with irresistible force. The imagination is not a child's toy, but the workshop of spirit. What you picture with clarity and hold with persistence must take form. For the law of mind is that the image impressed upon the subconscious must reproduce itself in the outer world. You cannot picture lack and receive wealth, any more than you can plant thorns and harvest roses. The subconscious is fertile soil, and it grows whatever seeds are given. If you hold before it the picture of an empty wallet, it will reproduce conditions to match. If you hold before it the picture of riches flowing freely, of doors opening, of opportunities arriving, it will shape circumstances to deliver the harvest. Clarity of vision is the great secret. Many people say they want more money, but they picture debt. They say they desire success, but they picture failure. They long for freedom, but they rehearse images of limitation. The mind cannot serve two masters. It cannot bring forth two contradictory pictures. The stronger vision will prevail. Therefore, it is essential to cleanse the inner screen of every picture of want, replacing them with visions of abundance so radiant, so consistent, that no shadow can remain. When the inner picture is clear, the outer form must appear in like manner. To hold a clear vision is not merely to daydream, but to know with certainty. It is not fantasy but faith. It is not idle wishing but conscious creation. When you close your eyes and see yourself walking in wealth, dwelling in comfort, and living as one who is fully provided for, you are not pretending. You are contacting the eternal realm where these realities already exist, waiting for the doorway of belief to bring them forth. The unseen is more real than the seen, for the seen is but the result of the unseen. To dwell in the unseen with clarity is to prepare the way for the seen to shift accordingly. The mind must be trained in this discipline. Left to itself, it wanders into fear, rehearses worry, paints grim pictures of what may go wrong. Each of these pictures is a misuse of the creative faculty. To hold a clear vision of abundance requires the deliberate act of replacing every fearful image with a radiant one. When the mind shows you bills, replace them with the vision of those bills marked, paid in full. When it shows you lack, replace it with the picture of overflowing supply. When it tempts you to imagine failure, paint instead the vivid scene of triumph. This continual correction strengthens the inner eye, until it learns to hold abundance as naturally as the body holds its breath. The clearer the vision, the faster the manifestation. A vague desire produces vague results, but a sharp image produces sharp outcomes. If you desire wealth, picture the experience in detail. See yourself opening the mailbox and finding checks. See yourself signing contracts that bring increase. See yourself entering a home filled with beauty, walking in peace, moving with freedom. Feel the joy, hear the laughter, sense the security. Make the vision real in every sense, for the subconscious responds most powerfully to pictures charged with emotion. Cold images fade, but images warmed with feeling imprint themselves deeply and call forth their likeness. Doubt blurs the vision, and fear fogs it. One moment of disbelief can cloud the clear image, just as smoke obscures a window. That is why faith must accompany vision. Faith keeps the image steady, bright and alive, even when outer appearances contradict it. You may see lack in the outer, yet hold abundance within. You may face obstacles without, yet keep the vision clear within. In time, the inner vision conquers the outer condition, for the inner is cause and the outer is effect. No effect can resist its cause forever. The great mistake is to let outer appearances dictate the inner picture. This is like allowing the mirror to tell the face what expression to wear. The mirror only reflects, it does not create. In the same way, the outer world only reflects the inner vision. To change the reflection, change the picture within. The wise do not let circumstances sway their vision. They hold to abundance though appearances scream otherwise. They continue to picture wealth even in the presence of lack, knowing that the lack is but a shadow, while the vision is the substance. Clarity requires repetition. A single image held once may not impress the subconscious deeply enough to reproduce. Just as a photograph develops through repeated exposure, so the vision of abundance develops through daily practice. Morning and night, and in every idle moment, call forth the image of wealth. See it, feel it, affirm it, until it becomes more familiar than any picture of lack. Soon it no longer feels like imagination but reality, and when it feels real within, the outer must conform. The act of holding a clear vision is also an act of protection. It shields the mind from the invasion of negative images. When your inner screen is filled with light, darkness cannot enter. When your picture is fixed upon wealth, no suggestion of poverty can lodge there. In this way, the vision not only creates abundance but guards against lack. It becomes a fortress of thought, an anchor of certainty, a beacon that guides the unseen forces of supply to your door. Every great achievement in history began with a vision. The architect first saw the building within before it rose without. The inventor pictured the machine within before it took shape without. The leader saw the victory within before it appeared without. Wealth is no different. The millionaire first sees the riches within before they arrive without. To hold a clear vision of abundance is to follow the same law. To work with the same creative power, to join in the eternal process by which the invisible becomes visible, to walk in faith not in fear, is to choose the higher path, where the invisible becomes more real than the visible, and where divine law is trusted above appearances. Faith is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the channel through which the infinite flows into the finite. Fear closes that channel, binding the soul in limitation and shadow, while faith opens it wide, inviting miracles to pour through. Each step of life is taken either in faith or in fear, and the results always reveal which companion is guiding the journey. The one who walks in fear finds doors closed, opportunities delayed, and strength diminished. The one who walks in faith sees doors open of their own accord, resources arrive in perfect time, and strength renewed in every trial. Faith is not blind. It is inner sight. It is the recognition that there is a higher order at work, beyond what the senses can register. To walk in faith is to know that supply is already prepared, that solutions are already given, that the way is already made, even if the outer path seems hidden. Fear stares at the obstacle and declares it insurmountable. Faith looks through the obstacle and knows it must dissolve. Fear rehearses the worst outcomes, weaving images of disaster that imprison the mind. Faith rehearses only victory, holding to the image of triumph until it becomes the only possible conclusion. The difference between the two paths is not circumstance but choice. Two people may face the same condition, yet one shrinks in fear while the other rises in faith. The fearful one speaks words of defeat, attracts more defeat, and confirms their own prophecy. The faithful one speaks words of victory, attracts opportunities, and fulfills their decree. The outer condition has no power of its own. It only reflects the inner state. Fear magnifies lack until it appears overwhelming. Faith magnifies abundance until it becomes irresistible. To walk in faith requires discipline, for the mind is easily tempted by fear. Fear often disguises itself as caution, reason, or even wisdom. It whispers, "You must prepare for the worst." And in preparing, one secretly invites the very thing feared. Faith does not prepare for the worst. It prepares for the best. It does not calculate what may go wrong but affirms what must go right. The faithful heart looks upon challenges not as threats but as opportunities for divine power to reveal itself. Where fear contracts and closes, faith expands and opens. Where fear hesitates, faith advances. Where fear clutches tightly, faith releases freely. The body itself responds to the difference. Fear quickens the pulse, tightens the breath, and drains energy. Faith calms the heart, deepens the breath, and renews energy. Fear produces confusion in thought, scattering attention and weakening decision. Faith brings clarity, steadiness, and assurance. Even on the physical plane, the walk of faith creates strength, while the walk of fear creates weakness. What is true for the body is true for the circumstances of life. Fear scatters, faith gathers. Fear divides, faith unites. Fear diminishes, faith increases. To walk in faith is to trust divine order even when appearances are chaotic. The fearful mind demands to know every step before taking the first, but faith takes the step and allows the next to be revealed. Just as a traveler walking by lantern sees only a few feet ahead, yet reaches the destination in time, so the faithful soul does not demand to see the whole journey at once. It is enough to see the next step. For the law of supply reveals the way piece by piece, moment by moment. To refuse to move until the whole path is visible is to remain stuck. To move with faith in the unseen is to progress steadily toward fulfillment. Fear often masquerades as prudence, but prudence without faith is only stagnation. Fear insists on guarantees, contracts, assurances, but life rarely offers such securities. The only true guarantee is divine law itself, the certainty that what is spoken in faith, believed in faith, and acted upon in faith must manifest. To trust this guarantee is to walk with freedom, to release the chains of worry, and to know that every step is supported. Even if the ground seems unstable, faith makes it firm beneath your feet. Even if the way appears blocked, faith causes the obstacle to dissolve. Even if resources seem absent, faith causes them to appear. The imagination plays a central role in this walk. Fear fills the imagination with pictures of loss, debt, and danger. Faith fills the imagination with pictures of wealth, success, and safety. Whichever pictures dominate the inner eye shape the outer world. Therefore, the one who walks in faith keeps the imagination sanctified, refusing to let fear draw its dark sketches. Instead, the canvas of thought is filled daily with radiant visions of abundance, health, and joy. These visions, held with unwavering faith, become the pattern for life to follow. To walk in faith is not to ignore outer conditions, but to interpret them rightly. Where fear sees lack, faith sees temporary shadow awaiting light. Where fear sees endings, faith sees new beginnings. Where fear sees danger, faith sees protection. Outer conditions are but symbols, and the faithful soul reads them with the language of spirit, not the language of fear. Just as a skilled reader interprets words on a page with understanding, so the faithful interpret circumstances as passing signs, never ultimate realities. Fear enslaves by focusing on the self. What will happen to me? What if I lose? What if I fail? Faith liberates by focusing on the infinite. What God has prepared, what good must unfold, what law cannot fail. The self is small and fragile, but the infinite is vast and unshakable. To shift from fear to faith is to move from dependence on limited self to dependence on unlimited supply. It is to stop asking, "How can I?" and start affirming, "It is already done." This shift transforms every situation. For the source of supply is no longer measured by personal resources, but by divine abundance. The practice of walking in faith is strengthened by word and action. Words of fear must be replaced by words of faith until the tongue becomes an instrument of power. Instead of saying, "I don't know how this will work," say, "The way is made clear before me." Instead of saying, "I cannot afford this," say, "All that I need is provided." Each word of faith is a step along the path, each affirmation a paving stone laid beneath your feet. Action, too, must follow faith. To believe without acting is to halt the process halfway. To act in faith, even in small ways, is to demonstrate trust in divine order, and the universe responds to such demonstrations with multiplied supply. Every moment presents the choice between fear and faith. Each thought, each word, each action tips the scale. To walk in faith is not a single act, but a continual decision, a steady practice of aligning with truth over illusion, with love over fear, with abundance over lack. It is the conscious choice to keep eyes fixed on the unseen supply rather than the seen deficiency, to keep the heart anchored in assurance rather than tossed by doubt. The more this choice is made, the more natural it becomes, until faith is not an effort but a habit, not a struggle but a way of life. To give freely and receive freely is to understand the rhythm of life, for all of creation moves in cycles of outflow and inflow. The tides of the sea, the breath of the lungs, the seasons of the earth, all testify to the law of circulation. To hold back in fear, to clutch what you have with tight hands, interrupts this divine rhythm and produces stagnation. But to give with faith, to release with joy, to let substance flow outward without resistance, is to keep yourself in harmony with the infinite source that never runs dry. What flows out must return multiplied, for the universe abhors a vacuum, and every space you create through giving must be filled again with greater supply. The fearful soul says, "I cannot give, for I may not have enough left." The faithful soul says, "I give, for I know there is always more to come." One lives in the shadow of lack, the other in the sunlight of abundance. The difference is not in their circumstances, but in their consciousness. The one who fears to give binds themselves to the very lack they dread, for their withholding shuts the door to inflow. The one who gives freely unlocks the treasure house of heaven, and resources hasten to fill their open hands. To give freely is not only about money, though money is often the symbol through which this law is most clearly seen. It includes time, kindness, encouragement, and service. Every act of giving sends forth energy, and energy cannot be lost. It must return in kind, often in unexpected ways, often from sources the giver could never have predicted. A word of encouragement spoken in faith may return years later as a door of opportunity. A gift of money given in love may return many times greater as financial increase. The act of release itself is the signal to the universe that you trust divine supply, and trust is always rewarded. The manner of giving is as important as the act. To give grudgingly, with complaint or fear, is to sow seeds in poor soil. The harvest is meager because the heart was closed. To give freely joyfully, with the inner declaration, "I release this to multiply and return," is to sow in fertile ground. The harvest must be abundant because the act was aligned with divine law. It is not the size of the gift, but the spirit of the giver that determines the increase. A small gift, given with joy and faith, carries more power than a large one given with doubt. Receiving freely is the other half of the law, and many fail here. They may give, but when abundance returns, they resist it with guilt, unworthiness, or disbelief. They say, "I cannot accept this," or "I do not deserve so much." In doing so, they block the very blessing they have summoned. Just as one must open the hand to release, so must one open the hand to receive. To give without receiving is to break the circle, and to receive without giving is the same. Harmony requires both. There are those who pride themselves on always being the giver, never the receiver. They think it noble to refuse gifts, to decline help, to bear the burden alone. Yet this is only pride disguised as humility. For it denies others the joy of giving, and it interrupts the rhythm of circulation. To receive freely is to honor the giver, to complete the cycle, to allow the universe to work through others on your behalf. To refuse is to close a door that God has opened. To accept with gratitude is to keep the channel clear for more to flow. The law of giving and receiving is not barter, not a trade made with expectation of exact return. It is a spiritual principle, operating beyond calculation. You may give in one direction and receive from another. You may sow seeds of kindness into one life and reap abundance from a completely different source. The channels may change, but the law is unfailing: what you release returns. To give and receive freely is to stop concerning yourself with how the return will come, and to rest in certainty that it must come. Fear of loss is the greatest hindrance to giving. People say, "If I give, I will have less." Yet the truth is the opposite. If you give, you create space for more. If you withhold, you bind yourself to less. The hand that clutches tightly cannot receive. The hand that opens freely is ready to be filled. This is not theory but law, demonstrated again and again by those who dare to test it. Countless lives testify that when they released in faith, resources multiplied, opportunities appeared, doors opened. The moment of release is the moment of expansion. Generosity must be guided by wisdom. To give freely does not mean to give recklessly or to feed what is destructive. True giving aligns with divine order. It uplifts, it blesses, it multiplies good. To pour out without discernment, to support what diminishes or enslaves, is not giving but scattering. The soul attuned to spirit knows where to release and where to refrain. Divine guidance directs the hand, ensuring that every gift sown is planted in soil that will yield a harvest of blessing. Receiving also requires faith. Often the blessing comes in ways that seem small or ordinary, and the ungrateful soul overlooks it, waiting for something grand. But the one who receives freely gives thanks for every token, knowing that each is a sign of greater supply on the way. Gratitude is the magnet that draws increase. To say, "Thank you," with sincerity is to multiply the inflow, for gratitude signals readiness for more. The ungrateful block the current, but the grateful accelerate it. The cycle of giving and receiving is endless. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you can give. Each turn of the cycle enlarges the capacity, expanding the flow until it becomes a river of abundance. To live within this rhythm is to live without fear, for you know that supply is never ending. Just as the ocean does not diminish when a wave crashes upon the shore, so the infinite storehouse of God is not reduced when you give. The wave returns, and so does your substance, greater than before. This law also operates in thought and word. To give freely of affirmations of wealth, to speak words of encouragement and prosperity, is to plant seeds that return as experiences of wealth. To withhold words of blessing, to stay silent when affirmation could have been spoken, is to miss opportunities for increase. Every thought released is a gift to the unseen, and every thought returns in kind. To give thoughts of abundance is to receive experiences of abundance. To give thoughts of fear is to receive experiences of fear. Thus, the law of giving and receiving governs not only the material, but the mental and spiritual as well. To align with divine order in every step is to move in harmony with the unseen intelligence that governs all things, the wisdom that arranges the stars in their courses and directs the seasons in perfect rhythm. Divine order is the invisible blueprint of life, the pattern of perfection already established in the mind of God. When you align yourself with it, every path is made straight, every obstacle dissolves. Every need is met in time and in full. When you resist it, when you try to force your will against the higher law, you create friction, delay, and confusion. To live in alignment is to walk with ease, for you are no longer struggling against the current, but flowing with it, carried by a force greater than yourself. The evidence of divine order is all around. Night follows day, spring follows winter, the tides rise and fall. The planets circle in their orbits without missing a beat. The same law that governs these great movements governs your life as well. The difference is that nature obeys without resistance, while human beings often interfere with doubt, fear, and stubborn will. Yet the law is constant. And the moment you yield to it, the moment you say, "I trust the perfect order of my life," the current begins to carry you where you are meant to go. The resistance falls away, and what once seemed difficult begins to unfold with effortless precision. Alignment with divine order is not passivity, nor is it idleness. It is the conscious act of attunement, of listening inwardly, and moving according to guidance rather than impulse. The fearful soul rushes forward in haste, pushing doors open before they are ready. The faithful soul waits for the right time, knowing that divine order is never late and never early. Each step is taken at the perfect moment, and because it is the right step at the right time, it produces results that hasty effort could never accomplish. What seems delayed is only preparation. What seems denied is only redirection. Divine order knows what the mind does not, and those who trust it find themselves led into abundance beyond what they could have planned. Every difficulty carries within it the seed of order, though fear sees only disorder. A closed door is not chaos but protection, keeping you from paths that would harm. A delay is not confusion but alignment, preparing you for the right circumstances. Even apparent loss is not disorder but pruning, removing what no longer serves so that increase can come in its place. To align with divine order is to interpret life with this higher vision, to see beneath appearances to the truth that all things are working together for good. Fear cries, "This is disaster." Faith whispers, "This too is divine order." In time the whisper proves true, for what first seemed misfortune reveals itself as blessing in disguise. Alignment is a matter of thought, word, and deed. In thought it means keeping the mind fixed on harmony, refusing to indulge confusion or disorder. When the mind is filled with worry, it is like a compass that spins wildly, unable to point true north. But when the mind rests in assurance, the inner compass aligns and the path becomes clear. In word, it means speaking only that which agrees with order. To say, "Everything is falling apart," is to affirm disorder. To say, "Everything is falling into place," is to affirm order. The universe listens to your declarations and shapes itself accordingly. Indeed, it means acting in ways that harmonize with truth, keeping your affairs in order, fulfilling obligations, maintaining integrity, and moving with patience rather than panic. Each of these actions aligns you with the higher law, and the higher law rewards with increase. Disorder arises from resistance, from the attempt to control outcomes that belong to God. The ego insists, "It must happen this way, at this time, in this manner." But divine order may have a better way, a faster route, a richer outcome. To cling to your own plan is to block the greater plan. Alignment requires surrender, not resignation, but joyful trust. It is the surrender of a child who lets the parent guide, knowing that love and wisdom see farther. When you release the rigid grip of your own timetable, you make space for divine timing to operate, and divine timing never fails. Alignment also requires discernment. Many voices clamor for attention, fear, desire, habit, memory. But the voice of divine order is calm, steady, and sure. It does not shout, it whispers. To hear it, you must quiet the noise within. Set aside the constant chatter of doubt, and listen with the ear of the heart. Often it speaks as intuition, a sudden knowing, a gentle nudge, an inner peace about one path and unrest about another. To ignore these signals is to walk against order. To follow them is to walk within it. Those who cultivate sensitivity to this guidance find that they are led step by step, never forsaken, never lost, always brought to the right place at the right time. Prosperity depends upon this alignment. Money flows most easily where there is order, not chaos. Opportunities come most readily where life is in harmony, not confusion. To align with divine order is to keep your affairs prepared for increase. Just as a farmer prepares the fields before the rain, so must you prepare your life for the blessings you seek. Order in the mind, order in the words, order in the environment. All these create a channel through which wealth can flow. Disorder clogs the channel, but alignment clears it. Many have found that when they put their house in order, when they clear away clutter, when they organize their finances, opportunities for abundance appear almost immediately, for they have symbolically aligned the outer with the inner. The habit of alignment transforms even small decisions. Each day presents countless choices, and each choice is an opportunity to walk in harmony with the higher law. To pause and ask, is this in divine order? Before acting is to invite guidance. Often the answer comes as peace or unrest, clarity or confusion. Peace indicates alignment, unrest signals misstep. Over time, this practice becomes natural, and the soul moves in rhythm with the law without strain, just as the body walks without conscious effort once it has learned. When you are aligned, synchronicities multiply. People appear at the right moment. Ideas come at the right time, resources arrive just as needed. What others call coincidence is recognized by the aligned soul as evidence of divine order. Life becomes a flow rather than a struggle, a series of open doors rather than walls. This is not because challenges vanish, but because every challenge is met at the appointed time, with the appointed strength, and each turns into an opportunity for greater increase. To align with divine order in every step is to live as though supported by unseen hands, guided by unseen wisdom, supplied by unseen riches. It is to walk in harmony with the law that governs all creation, confident that each movement forward is part of a larger design. It is to rest in assurance that nothing is random, nothing is wasted, nothing is outside the reach of divine arrangement. The spoken word carries the seed of manifestation. Every word we utter is a decree, a command issued to the unseen forces that shape our lives. When I say I am rich, the universe rearranges itself to make it true. The invisible law listens, and the vibration of my speech attracts its likeness, just as a magnet draws iron filings. Riches do not come from effort alone. They are summoned by alignment with the unseen law of supply. My word is my wand, and with it I write my fortune upon the canvas of life. Poverty is not real substance. It is a shadow, the absence of recognition of infinite supply. Wealth is the natural state, ever present, waiting only for my acknowledgement. When I spoke the word of abundance, I shifted my inner pattern, and everything outside obeyed. The outer is but the picture, the inner word is the film that creates it. One spoken word of faith outweighs years of striving, for faith is the key that unlocks the treasure chest of heaven. I once believed riches were far off, tied to effort, struggle, and chance. But when I spoke, I am ultra-rich, a new law began to operate. I saw that my wealth was already established in the invisible, waiting for my claim. As I declared it, doors opened that were hidden before. People, opportunities, and ideas aligned as if summoned by a higher hand. The spoken word had gone forth like a seed and returned multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Every word has a vibration, and every vibration calls forth its twin. Words of lack summon lack. Words of doubt summon delay. But words of wealth summon wealth. And words of joy summon joy. The tongue is the rudder that steers the ship of life. Many drift because they let careless words direct them into barren waters. But the moment one speaks deliberately, with faith and certainty, the ship turns toward the harbor of abundance. To speak wealth is to affirm truth, for lack is the lie. The universe was born rich, overflowing with gold in the earth, pearls in the sea, harvest in the field. Supply is endless, as boundless as the stars. When I say, I am ultra-rich, I align myself with the eternal current of increase. My word pierces the veil of appearances and calls forth the hidden good that was mine from the beginning. The world echoes my declaration. The law cannot deny me what I claim in faith. When I spoke, wealth hurried to meet me. It clothed itself as money, as opportunities, as gifts, as sudden favor. Every form is only the shadow of the word I spoke. To say, I am ultra-rich, is to strike the tuning fork of infinite abundance, and all things rush to harmonize with that sound. The spoken word is a decree that shapes destiny. When I speak, I send out a vibration that echoes through the unseen, stirring forces that must respond. Every word uttered carries a power beyond the mind's comprehension, for words are not idle sounds but living seeds. They contain within them the pattern of the future, and once spoken, they begin to draw circumstances, events, and people to fulfill what was declared. Words never fall to the ground empty, they are clothed with substance and return multiplied. To speak is to command, to decree, to call forth what already exists in the invisible into visible form. The ancient law is precise: whatsoever a man declares, believing, he shall receive. Many live unaware of this law, scattering words of doubt, complaint, and fear, and then marvel when those very conditions appear in their lives. They do not see that the words they have spoken were the blueprint, and life merely built upon that design. The tongue is the rudder of destiny. A careless phrase can direct the ship into storms, while a deliberate word of power steers it into safe harbors overflowing with supply. Nothing is more powerful than the word spoken with conviction, for it is the bridge between thought and manifestation. From the beginning, creation itself was spoken. The world was not carved by hands but called forth by sound, by the decree of the word. That same creative principle flows through every individual. The voice carries authority because it aligns with universal law. When I speak, I am not simply expressing an idea, I am activating the law of vibration and attraction. Words of health draw health, words of peace draw peace, words of wealth draw wealth. It cannot be otherwise, for the law is impersonal, exact, and unfailing. The decree goes forth and must return in its likeness. When one speaks with faith, every unseen force rushes to obey. Invisible messengers are set into motion, arranging details that the mind could not plan. Opportunities appear, doors swing open, solutions arrive, often in ways too marvelous to imagine. The decree sets this into action, for the word contains the command. The decree does not plead, it knows. To decree is to affirm as already established. The spoken word does not ask, will it come? But declares, it is so. And the universe echoes back the truth of that declaration. Every life is shaped not by outer conditions but by inner words released into speech. Some wonder why struggles repeat, why lack persists, why doors remain closed. They do not see that their constant repetition of lack, fear, or failure has sealed those experiences into form. To say, I cannot afford, is to write poverty into the script of life. To declare, nothing ever works out for me, is to bind oneself to disappointment. But the moment one changes the decree, the picture begins to change. When words shift from complaint to affirmation, from fear to faith, a new current is set in motion, and destiny begins to realign. The spoken word must be chosen with care, for it is a creative instrument. Every phrase is a brushstroke on the canvas of life. Speak of limitation, and the canvas fills with barriers. Speak of freedom, and the way opens wide. Words are not small, they are vast forces condensed into sound. They are lightning bolts of power, striking into the invisible and forming patterns that later materialize. To speak with awareness is to wield the most powerful tool given to humanity. To speak without awareness is to surrender destiny to chance, but in truth, there is no chance, only law responding to the decree. One word spoken in authority outweighs 1,000 thoughts. Thought unspoken is seed stored. It may or may not take root, but the moment it is spoken, it is planted, and the soil of the unseen goes to work. Just as a farmer sows in expectation of harvest, so does every word carry within it a harvest of like kind. The harvest may not appear immediately, but it is certain. Time is merely the process of unfolding what has already been planted. The wise one watches their words, knowing each one carries destiny within it. Speech is not to be used idly, for idle words are not idle in effect. They, too, go forth and create. The law knows no jest. To say even in play, words of destruction or loss is to plant seeds of the same. The soil of the unseen does not discriminate between serious and casual. It receives whatever is given. Therefore, to decree is to take responsibility for one's life, to recognize that no condition is stronger than the words spoken with authority. Outer facts may seem immovable, but the decree spoken in faith reshapes those facts into alignment with truth. When I decree, I claim dominion. I rise above appearances and declare what is eternally real. Though the senses may contradict, the spoken word pierces through illusion and draws the unseen reality into manifestation. To decree abundance in the face of lack is to align with infinite supply. To decree health in the face of illness is to align with wholeness. To decree joy in the midst of sorrow is to align with the eternal stream of life. The decree lifts consciousness out of bondage to appearances and into freedom, and as consciousness rises, outer life follows. This is the great secret hidden in plain sight, that destiny is not written by fate but by the word. Those who guard their speech guard their lives, and those who decree with certainty shape their future with precision. Each spoken word is a brush dipped in the colors of eternity, painting scenes that must one day be lived. Nothing is withheld from the one who decrees in faith, for the word is the command, and the law is the servant. The decree goes forth and destiny is written in sound. Poverty is illusion, abundance is the natural state. What appears as lack is not substance but shadow, a mirage cast by fear, doubt, and disbelief in the infinite source. In truth, the universe is overflowing with riches beyond measure. Gold lies hidden in the earth, pearls sleep within the seas, harvests wave in the fields, and ideas abound in the realm of mind. Abundance surrounds every soul, waiting only for recognition. Poverty arises when the eyes of the spirit are veiled. When one accepts the appearance of lack as reality, rather than seeing through it to the eternal supply behind it. To dwell on scarcity is to bind oneself to it, for what the mind accepts, life reproduces. To lift the gaze and declare abundance is to break the illusion. For the truth of plenty floods in where the lie of lack once stood. Every being is heir to infinite supply, yet many live as though exiled from their inheritance. They toil, they strive, they grasp, believing that wealth is rare and must be seized from others. They do not see that supply is endless, that the storehouses of the universe can never be emptied. The illusion of poverty has no root in truth. It is a false belief hardened into appearance by continual thought and speech. The natural state is richness, flowing freely, multiplying endlessly, manifesting in countless forms. When one awakens to this, the spell of lack dissolves, and abundance rushes in like a river long dammed, but suddenly released. The natural order of life is increase. The seed in the ground pushes upward. The vine bears fruit, the tree multiplies its branches, the ocean teems with fish, the stars themselves are without number. Nature does not display lack. It displays overflow. To walk in harmony with life is to walk in abundance. Scarcity comes not from life but from false belief, from blocking the current with fear and doubt. When the inner belief changes, when one recognizes that abundance is not something to strive for but something to accept, the flow resumes. The universe is never poor. It is endlessly rich, and those who align with its truth draw riches without struggle. Poverty feeds on attention. The more one looks at it, the stronger it seems. To talk of lack, to dwell on insufficiency, to rehearse stories of not enough, is to give shadow the strength of substance. Yet it is a phantom, a veil, a fleeting mist. The moment the word of abundance is spoken in faith, the mist clears and supply appears. What once seemed scarce becomes plentiful. Opportunities arise where none were seen. Money comes in unexpected channels. The outer world rearranges itself, for it was never solid but malleable, responding always to the inner recognition of truth. The mind trained to see abundance sees it everywhere. The world becomes a storehouse of supply, every encounter a doorway, every situation a chance for increase. The one who sees through the illusion of poverty is no longer bound by outer appearances. A barren field becomes a harvest, for they know the soil is rich with potential. An empty hand becomes a hand of wealth, for they know ideas flow ceaselessly from the infinite. Abundance is never absent, it is only unrecognized. The recognition is the key that unlocks it. And once unlocked, it flows ceaselessly, for it was there all along. The belief in poverty is a habit passed from mind to mind, from generation to generation, but it has no foundation in truth. It is a tale repeated so often that it appears real, but like all illusions, it dissolves when exposed to the light of truth. The child plays freely, unburdened by fear of supply, for the child instinctively trusts the universe. Only later, taught by fearful voices, does the belief in lack take hold. But what has been learned can be unlearned. The mind can be renewed, and with renewal comes the restoration of abundance. The natural state reasserts itself, sweeping away the falsehood of poverty. Life is a reflection of consciousness, and consciousness filled with lack produces want, while consciousness filled with plenty produces wealth. The world outside mirrors the world inside. To shift the inner vision from scarcity to abundance is to shift the entire experience of life. Outer riches flow naturally to the one who inwardly knows, I live in an abundant universe. I am provided for. Supply is endless and flows to me now. Such recognition dissolves fear, and without fear the channels of supply open wide. The natural law rushes to confirm what is believed, and abundance becomes visible. Every resource, every opportunity, every form of wealth is already present in the unseen. It does not need to be created, it waits to be claimed. The one who understands that poverty is illusion no longer begs or struggles, but claims their rightful inheritance with calm authority. They know that to demand abundance is not arrogance but alignment, for abundance was theirs from the beginning. The illusion of lack is like a dream that dissolves upon waking, and the soul that awakens walks in the sunlight of plenty, free from fear, free from struggle, free from the chains of want. To live in the truth of abundance is to rest in certainty, for the supply is not dependent on outer conditions. It does not waver with markets, with economies, with chance events. It flows from the infinite, steady, eternal, unchanging. Poverty rises and falls with appearances, but abundance is eternal law. Those who root themselves in appearances rise and fall with them, tossed by every wave of change. Those who root themselves in truth stand firm, drawing supply from the inexhaustible source. The illusion of lack may swirl around them, but they remain untouched, for they know the deeper reality. Poverty cannot bind the one who knows abundance as the natural state. Illusion has no power over truth. The outer picture may seem bleak, but the awakened soul declares, abundance is mine now, and the law hastens to obey. Step by step, supply appears, channels open. Life overflows with good. It was never absent, it was waiting for recognition. Poverty vanishes as a dream upon waking, and abundance shines as the eternal daylight that was always there. Words of wealth summon wealth, words of lack summon lack. Every word is a seed sown into the fertile soil of the unseen, and that soil does not question what has been planted. It does not judge. It does not discriminate, it simply brings forth according to the seed received. When I speak words of wealth, I am planting riches into the garden of life, and the harvest will be of the same nature. When I speak words of lack, I sow the seeds of want, and the harvest too will reflect what was spoken. The harvest always comes, for the law is exact and unfailing. The tongue holds the power to bless or bind, to call forth increase or to perpetuate emptiness. Every utterance carries within it a vibration, and vibrations call to themselves their likeness, drawing into manifestation that which matches their sound. The power of words is not a matter of superstition but of law. Just as a note struck on one instrument causes the same note to vibrate in another, so does the spoken word call forth its corresponding experience. To declare, I am prosperous, is to strike the chord of prosperity, and the world begins to vibrate with opportunities, ideas, and resources that match that tone. To declare, I cannot afford, is to strike the chord of limitation, and life responds by withholding supply, for it can only mirror what has been spoken into it. Words are not empty, they are creative commands that mold the substance of life into form. The wealth one seeks is already present in the invisible, waiting to be summoned into view. It awaits the word that calls it forth. The declaration is the key that unlocks the invisible vaults of supply. Many strive without speaking rightly, and so their labor yields little. They sweat, they struggle, they toil, yet their words cancel their efforts. They say, "It is too hard," and life becomes hard. They say, "I will never have enough," and life echoes back, "Never enough." Yet when the same person turns their speech, declaring with conviction, "Everything I need flows to me," the struggle ends, and supply begins to appear in effortless ways. Words of wealth summon wealth, for they harmonize with the ever-present abundance that surrounds all. Every phrase uttered is a decree sent forth. Words of joy summon joy, words of peace summon peace, words of freedom summon freedom. And in the same way, words of wealth summon wealth. The decree must be consistent, for double speech confuses the law. To say in one breath, "I am rich," and in another breath, "I am poor," is to sow both wheat and weeds, and the garden grows tangled. But the steady decree of wealth spoken in faith clears away the weeds of lack and establishes a pure harvest. Life becomes an echo chamber of one's own speech, faithfully returning what was first released. Words carry life or death to dreams, to health, to fortune. The wise guard their tongue as one guards treasure, for each phrase holds power. The one who habitually speaks of riches, even in small matters, trains the law to respond with increase. They do not say, "I cannot," but instead, "I can and I will." They do not say, "I lack," but instead, "I have." In time, the outer picture conforms to these inner decrees, for speech is creative and cannot return void. The universe bends to the sound of the word, reshaping itself to fulfill the decree. Consider how swiftly words of fear manifest. Speak of illness, and symptoms often follow. Speak of trouble, and difficulties seem to multiply. The same law applies to wealth. Speak of riches, and the channels of riches open. Speak of opportunities, and opportunities arrive. Life listens intently to the voice and obeys. Words are not mere expressions but blueprints, outlines of what will be built in experience. The law of vibration ensures that the spoken word attracts its match, summoning circumstances, people, and events that align with what was spoken. The one who seeks wealth must therefore speak it continually, not as wishful thinking but as present reality. To say, "I am wealthy now," is to align with the truth of abundance, which is always available. The law does not respond to begging or pleading, but to certainty. When the word is spoken with conviction, without doubt, it carries weight and authority. That authority is recognized by the unseen forces, and supply hurries to answer. Words of wealth summon wealth, because they strike the universal chord of increase, and increase is the natural flow of life. Speech must be guarded even in jest, for the law does not discern humor. To joke of poverty, to laugh about lack, to say lightly, "I am broke," is to sow seeds of want all the same. The soil of the unseen does not pause to ask if the word was serious or not. It only knows to bring forth after its kind. Therefore, every utterance should be chosen carefully, for careless speech produces careless results. To live deliberately is to speak deliberately, planting only the seeds one desires to see grow. When words of wealth are spoken with gratitude, their power is magnified. Gratitude seals the decree with faith, for gratitude says, "It is already mine." The thankful word vibrates at the frequency of possession, not longing. To say, "I am grateful for the riches flowing to me now," is to affirm that wealth is already present, and the law hastens to fulfill that affirmation. Gratitude draws more to be grateful for, just as complaint draws more to complain about. Words are magnets, and the attitude with which they are spoken determines the strength of their pull. The transformation of life begins with the transformation of speech. The lips trained to declare abundance reshape the entire course of destiny. Wealth does not first appear in the bank but in the mouth. Riches are summoned by the steady repetition of truth, spoken aloud until the vibration saturates consciousness and calls forth its likeness in form. To speak wealth is to set the law of supply into motion. To continue speaking it without wavering is to guarantee its appearance. Words of wealth summon wealth unfailingly, for they are one with the eternal law of increase that governs all creation. The inner word creates the outer picture. Life is not shaped by what happens outside, but by what is continuously spoken within. Every thought clothed in words becomes a decree that paints itself upon the canvas of reality. The unseen world within is the architect, and the visible world without is the building. What I whisper in the secret chambers of my mind is heard by the law of creation, and that law sets about constructing the outer form that mirrors the inner decree. The world may appear solid and immovable, but it is pliable substance molded by inner speech. To change the picture, I must first change the word that is spoken within. For the outer cannot resist the power of the inner word once it is spoken with faith and conviction. When the inner word is filled with lack, the picture reflects want. When the inner word is filled with doubt, the picture reflects delay. When the inner word is filled with fear, the picture reflects bondage. Yet when the inner word is filled with abundance, the picture reflects wealth. When the inner word is filled with faith, the picture reflects fulfillment. When the inner word is filled with joy, the picture reflects harmony. The inner word is the seed, and the outer picture is the harvest. The field of life does not question the seed, it simply reproduces what has been planted. To dwell on negative speech within is to sow weeds. To dwell on truth and abundance within is to sow flowers and fruits. The harvest is always faithful to the seed. Many attempt to change their lives by altering the outer picture, striving to rearrange circumstances, people, and conditions. Yet they discover the picture reforms itself in the same pattern, for the inner word remains unchanged. They repaint the surface, but the underlying image pushes through again. The only true transformation comes when the inner word is renewed. When the inner word shifts, the outer picture must follow. It cannot do otherwise, for the inner is the cause, and the outer is the effect. To labor only on effects is to chase shadows, but to work with the inner word is to strike at the root, ensuring that the new picture will appear with certainty. The inner word is spoken not only in conscious thought, but in the deep convictions of the heart. A man may say outwardly, "I am rich," but if the inner word whispers, "I am poor," then poverty will be the picture. The inner word carries more weight than the outer declaration when the two are in conflict. Yet the outer spoken word, when repeated with faith and determination, can transform the inner word. Every affirmation, every decree, spoken aloud with belief, begins to impress the subconscious mind until it takes hold and becomes the inner conviction. Then the inner and outer words harmonize, and the picture must change. Life is a mirror reflecting back the hidden word of the soul. If discord appears, it is because discord has been spoken within. If harmony appears, it is because harmony has been spoken within. Nothing appears by chance. Everything is summoned by the vibration of the inner decree. To gaze upon the outer world is to gaze upon a picture painted by one's own inner words. The picture may please or displease, but it is always faithful. The law cannot be deceived. It does not bring forth what one wishes vaguely, but what one speaks inwardly with conviction. The picture never lies, for it is the perfect reflection of the inner word. To govern the inner word is to govern life. This requires vigilance, for thoughts arise unbidden, and the tongue of the inner voice is quick to speak. Yet mastery comes with awareness. By watching the inner word, I see the seeds I am planting. By correcting it immediately when it strays into lack or fear, I prevent weeds from taking root. By reaffirming truth, abundance, and joy, I strengthen the soil with fertile seed. Over time, the inner word becomes habitually aligned with truth, and the outer picture blossoms into beauty and wealth. What once seemed a struggle becomes effortless, for the law is working continually, bringing forth whatever has been sown. The inner word is like the script of a play, and the outer world is the stage upon which it is acted. Actors, props, and scenes assemble themselves according to the script. If the script says sorrow, sorrow appears. If the script says joy, joy appears. The actors themselves are not the source, they merely play the roles written for them. To change the play, the script must be rewritten, and that script is the inner word. Life obeys the script without question, for it is bound by law to mirror the inner decree. By rewriting the inner word, I rewrite the entire play of life. Some believe their circumstances are fixed, determined by fate, heredity, or chance. Yet the law of the inner word reveals that nothing is fixed except by continual decree. A condition persists only because it is continually spoken within, either consciously or unconsciously. The moment the inner word changes, the process of transformation begins. The picture may linger for a time, as the old word fades and the new word takes root, but the change is inevitable. The new picture will appear as surely as dawn follows night. Fate is not a master but a servant of the inner word. The great secret is that the inner word always precedes the outer picture. What I long for will never appear until I speak it within. Desire without decree is a dream, but desire spoken inwardly with conviction is the beginning of creation. The inner word clothes the desire with form, and that form begins to press itself outward until it appears in visible reality. To guard the inner word is to guard the creative process itself. To speak deliberately within is to command destiny. Every picture of life is but the reflection of words once spoken in the silence of the soul. The inner word creates the outer picture with exactness, never erring, never delaying except as belief delays it. The law cannot fail, it only waits for a clear decree. When the inner word is confused, the picture is confused. When the inner word is steadfast, the picture is steady. When the inner word is filled with power, the picture is glorious. The responsibility rests with the one who speaks within, for that speech is the brush that paints the masterpiece of life. Faith-filled speech unlocks infinite supply. The words spoken with faith carry a power far greater than ordinary speech. They are not mere sounds but living decrees. Clothed with the authority of conviction, vibrating with certainty that compels the unseen to respond. Faith is the element that transforms words from idle talk into commands of creation. A word spoken without belief falls to the ground like a seed scattered on stone. But a word spoken with faith takes root in the fertile soil of the unseen and brings forth a harvest in due season. Faith is the substance that gives life to the spoken decree, the invisible energy that unlocks doors, opens channels, and summons supply from unexpected places. The universe is a storehouse of abundance, infinite and inexhaustible. Yet it remains unopened until faith turns the key. Speech without faith rattles against the door but cannot move it. Speech with faith inserts the key, turns it with ease, and the treasures pour forth. Faith-filled speech does not ask timidly. It does not plead, it does not wonder if it will be answered. It speaks as one who already possesses, who already knows, who already stands in ownership of the unseen riches. The universe cannot resist such authority, for the law is bound to respond to faith. When the word is spoken in faith, it goes forth as a decree, not as a question. To say, "I will be rich someday," is to postpone and weaken the command, but to say, "I am rich now," in faith is to set the law into immediate motion. Faith speaks in the present, for it knows the unseen is already real. The speech of faith does not wait for appearances to confirm, it declares the reality first, and appearances rearrange themselves in obedience to the declaration. The supply was always present, but faith-filled speech is what unlocks it and calls it into visible form. Fear-filled speech locks the door as surely as faith-filled speech opens it. To say, "I never have enough," is to decree lack with authority, and the law obeys, producing shortage in the outer world. To say, "It is too difficult," is to bind oneself to difficulty, for the word spoken with conviction becomes a command to life. Faith is the dividing line between lack and plenty, bondage and freedom, delay and fulfillment. Without faith, words stumble. With faith, words fly like arrows to their target, never missing the mark. Faith is not struggle, it is calm assurance. The one who speaks with faith does not strain. does not force, does not beg. They speak with quiet certainty, knowing the law has heard and the supply is already flowing. Faith is rest in the unseen, confidence in the invisible. Words clothed in the Spirit become unstoppable, for they harmonize with the eternal truth that abundance is limitless and ever-present. The universe responds as though compelled, because faith is the vibration of alignment with reality. Every miracle begins with faith-filled speech. The walls of impossibility may stand tall, but one decree spoken in faith sends them crumbling. Conditions may seem immovable, but the word spoken with unwavering conviction reshapes them with ease. What logic cannot achieve, what effort cannot force, the simple word of faith accomplishes without strain. Faith-filled speech is the channel through which the infinite pours into the finite. It is the command that lifts the veil, revealing the treasures that have always been available but unseen. The difference between idle affirmation and faith-filled decree is the spirit with which it is spoken. To repeat words mechanically is to scatter seeds without soil. They fall away without result. But when the words are wrapped in the fire of faith, they penetrate the unseen, striking the chords of the universe, and the whole creation moves to fulfill them. One word of faith outweighs years of lifeless repetition, for it is not the sound of the words, but the power behind them that creates. The supply unlocked by faith-filled speech appears in many forms. It may come as money, as opportunity, as favor, as ideas, as sudden guidance. Faith does not dictate how the supply will appear, it simply knows that it will appear. The universe is limitless in channels, and faith allows it to choose the perfect one. To insist on how is to narrow the supply, but to speak in faith is to release it fully, trusting the unseen to manifest in the best and most abundant way. The one who speaks with faith lives above appearances. They may see lack in the outer, but they refuse to give it power. Their speech does not echo the outer picture, but declares the unseen truth. They say, I have abundance, even when the purse is empty. They say, I walk in wealth, even when the road looks barren. They know that to speak from appearances is to remain bound by them, but to speak in faith is to change them. The outer must eventually conform to the decree, for faith-filled speech carries the authority of law. Faith and speech together are the tools of creation. Speech alone is sound. Faith alone is silent belief. But speech infused with faith is living command, creative power in action. It summons the invisible riches into form. It unlocks the hidden treasures of life. It transforms the unseen potential into visible reality. Those who master faith-filled speech hold the key to infinite supply. For they understand that the universe is voice-activated, responding always to the sound of faith. Faith-filled speech is not bound by time. It does not concern itself with how long the manifestation takes, for it knows the decree has already been answered. Time is but the unfolding of what has already been spoken. Faith does not waver when days or weeks pass, it holds steady, knowing the harvest is inevitable. Doubt digs up the seed, but faith leaves it to grow. The word once spoken in faith is a living thing, working unseen until it emerges into form. The infinite supply of the universe is waiting always, but the key that unlocks it is faith-filled speech. Without the word, the supply remains unclaimed. Without faith, the word remains powerless. But when the two unite, the floodgates of abundance swing open, and life becomes a stream of provision, overflowing with riches, opportunities, and joy. The decree of faith is the command to the universe, and the universe responds with treasures unmeasured, pouring out more than the mind could conceive, all summoned by the simple yet mighty act of speaking in faith.
Breathe in slowly and let it go. Breathe in again and release. You have entered the quiet space between thought and creation. This is the sacred stillness where all wealth begins. For everything you will ever receive first exists here, in this silence. Your mind, beloved soul, is a magnet. It draws to itself whatever images it holds. It pulls into your world whatever feelings it nurtures. Every word you speak, every thought you repeat, becomes a current of energy moving outward and then returning to you. multiplied. I am magnetic to wealth. I am magnetic to joy. I am magnetic to every good thing. Say it softly within yourself. Feel it begin to hum in your chest. Your breath carries that vibration. Your heart amplifies it, and the universe listens. There is no struggle in magnetic attraction. There is no effort, no pushing, no forcing. A magnet does not chase, it draws. It simply is. It holds its power, steady and sure, and everything meant for it comes into its field. I attract what is mine by divine right. I do not chase, I allow. I do not strive, I attract. As you breathe, imagine yourself surrounded by a golden light, soft, radiant, and alive. It moves like liquid sunlight through your aura. This is your magnetic field. It is expanding now, wider, brighter, stronger. With each inhale, it grows. With each exhale, it draws in wealth, peace, and opportunity. You do not have to see it. You only have to know it is there. For the unseen world is where every miracle begins. My magnetic field grows stronger with every breath. My energy draws abundance effortlessly. I rest in divine magnetism. Now, picture the thoughts of your day dissolving. Every worry, every need, every question, melting like morning mist in the warmth of sunlight. You are no longer the thinker. You are the receiver. You are the one who allows the universe to work through you. For you, as you, the universe works through me. I am aligned with infinite abundance. What I desire desires me. Feel that truth vibrate softly through your heart. This is not just an idea, it is law. The law of mental magnetism. The law Florence Scovel Shinn called the power of the word. Every word spoken in faith becomes flesh. Every word spoken in fear dissolves before it reaches you. And tonight, your words are holy. Your thoughts are sacred. Your mind is magnetic. My thoughts attract prosperity. My words command abundance. My energy magnetizes wealth to me. Rest deeper now. The more you relax, the stronger your magnet becomes. The more you let go, the more you attract. Let every muscle release. Let your mind soften into the rhythm of your breath. The deeper your stillness, the clearer your field becomes. The stiller I am, the stronger my attraction. The calmer I am, the faster wealth finds me. Peace is my magnet. Faith is my power. Imagine now that you stand in a golden field, an endless horizon of light. Above you, the stars are shining like diamonds of energy, each one a possibility waiting to be drawn to you. Below you, the earth glows with the heartbeat of life itself. You are in the center of heaven and earth, the magnet between divine supply and material form. I am the link between heaven and earth. I draw divine supply into material reality. My magnetism bridges the seen and the unseen. Now, feel that connection grow. Every cell in your body is aligning with universal intelligence. Your mind is calm. Your breath is steady. Your spirit is awake. You are no longer trying to attract, you are attraction itself. I am magnetic power embodied. I am divine energy in motion. I am the vibration of wealth made visible. Let those words ripple through your subconscious. Each repetition imprints them deeper, like roots growing silently beneath the soil. You are planting the seed of prosperity, and the universe will water it while you sleep. I plant wealth in the garden of my mind. I water it with faith. I harvest abundance in perfect timing. Now breathe again, slowly, deeply, and as you exhale, feel the energy around you pulse. Stronger, clearer, magnetic. You You are glowing with invisible power. Your aura hums with quiet confidence. You are aligned. You are connected. You are magnetic. I am the vibration of abundance. I am the magnet of prosperity. I am aligned with the wealth of the universe. Stay here for a moment, in the golden light of creation. No fear, no doubt, no effort. Only the silent pull of your faith doing its perfect work. Faith is my magnet. Gratitude is my energy. Peace is my power. Now whisper softly, I am magnetic to wealth. I am magnetic to wealth. I am magnetic to wealth. Let it repeat again and again until it becomes your heartbeat. Each pulse says, I attract, I receive, I am blessed. I attract with ease. I receive with joy. I am blessed beyond measure. Rest here. Your magnetic field is awake. Your faith is working. Wealth is already on its way. It is done. It is done. It is done under grace, in perfect ways. Now, beloved soul, to attract, we must first release. To receive, we must first make space, as the river flows only when it is clear. So prosperity flows only when resistance dissolves. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, whisper within, I release all resistance. I release all tension. I release all fear about money. Feel your shoulders fall. Feel the weight leaving your chest. Every tightness in your body has been a story. A story that said you had to work harder, struggle longer, prove more, earn love, earn safety, earn wealth. But tonight, that story ends. You no longer labor for abundance. You align with it. You no longer chase supply. You become the channel through which supply flows. I no longer struggle. I allow abundance to flow through me. I am open, clear, and receptive. Imagine now a golden river flowing gently through your body. It begins at the crown of your head, a soft, warm light, and moves down your spine like honey, melting away every thought of lack. With every breath, that river clears old emotions. Fear, doubt, anxiety, guilt, even memories that said money is hard or wealth is wrong. All of it dissolves, flowing back into divine light, purified and harmless. I forgive every thought of lack. I forgive the past. I am free to receive good now. Pause. Let that forgiveness breathe through you. It is sacred work, the quiet cleansing of the soul that precedes manifestation. Because no magnet can draw while holding rust, and resistance is the rust of the mind. I let go of resistance. I choose peace over fear. I allow wealth to come easily. Say it again, slower this time, as if the words themselves are a gentle wave washing over you. I allow wealth to come easily. I allow love to come easily. I allow life to bless me easily. You are not demanding, you are allowing. You are not pushing, you are relaxing. The very act of release is the act of creation. As you let go, the universe rushes in to fill the open space. As I release, I receive. As I relax, I attract. As I rest, I rise in abundance. Now imagine a great wind moving gently around you, a divine breeze sweeping through your energy field. It lifts away old debts, old worries, old energy from your past. It clears your path with mercy and grace. You feel lighter. You feel free. My energy is clear. My path is open. My prosperity is flowing. All that once blocked your supply now becomes a stepping stone. Every challenge you ever faced was simply an invitation to release the need to control. to release the need to figure out how, to release the illusion of separation from Source. I am not separate from abundance. I am one with infinite supply. The same energy that created worlds creates through me now. Breathe in that knowing, and as you exhale, say softly, I surrender. I let go. I trust. Trust that invisible magnet of miracles. Faith, the frequency that makes manifestation effortless. As Florence Scovel Shinn taught, faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. And now, so do you. I know it is already mine. I rest in faith, and faith attracts all I need. My supply is certain. See yourself lying in a golden cocoon of light. That light hums gently around you, whispering, you are safe, you are provided for, you are loved. The universe holds nothing against you. Every good thing is still waiting for you, untouched, unlost. Nothing is lost in divine mind. My blessings are intact. My wealth is now returning to me multiplied. Let that truth sink deep into your subconscious. Your soul knows this law. It remembers. It was never about deserving, only about allowing. It was never about earning, only about aligning. I am aligned with abundance. I allow divine timing. I receive with ease. Now repeat after me, slowly, like the rhythm of waves on a shore. I release worry. I release fear. I release control. I release resistance. Again, deeper. I release resistance. I release resistance. I release resistance. Each time you say it, a layer peels away. Each repetition clears a pathway for grace to flow. You can feel your body loosening, your energy softening, your aura widening. I am open. I am ready. I am receptive. Now imagine the golden river from before widening into a lake. Its surface is perfectly still, a mirror reflecting starlight. This lake is your mind. Every ripple is a thought. Every reflection is a belief. When you are still, the reflection becomes clear. You see only divine perfection. And in that reflection, you see abundance smiling back at you. I am calm and clear. My mind reflects divine abundance. My heart mirrors infinite supply. Stay here. Breathe. Let peace fill every corner of your being. You have let go. You have released. Now your magnetism is pure again. Clean, strong, radiant. My magnetic field is clear. My energy flows freely. Prosperity is drawn to me now. The work of release is the art of faith. You have done your part. Now the universe does the rest. Tonight, as you sleep, your clean and open energy will draw abundance effortlessly. It is safe to receive. It is natural to prosper. It is divine to be abundant. Repeat softly, letting it echo through your mind until it becomes a lullaby. I release and I receive. I release and I receive. I release and I receive. And as you drift deeper, you feel the gentle hum of your own magnetism. Clear, calm, unstoppable. I am open now. I am free now. I am receiving now. You are ready for wealth to arrive. Quietly, beautifully, perfectly, under grace, in perfect ways. I am free. I am blessed. I am magnetic. Now that you have released resistance, you stand in pure peace. In this peace awakens a power greater than will, the power of belief. Belief is the spark that charges your magnet. It is the invisible electricity that turns words into worlds. Without belief, a seed lies sleeping. With belief, it bursts into life. I believe in abundance. I believe in my divine supply. I believe that prosperity is my birthright. Each belief is a light switch in your mind. When you turn it on, darkness disappears instantly. It does not fight the dark, it simply shines. I believe in light. I believe in good. I believe in myself as a child of abundance. Pause and feel what belief feels like. It is not thought. It is certainty beyond thought. It is the quiet knowing that you are supported, even when you cannot see how. I believe that the universe is working for me. I believe that money is energy flowing toward me. I believe that everything I seek is already seeking me. Breathe that in deeply. With each breath, belief moves deeper into your cells until it feels like your nature. The energy of belief is calm, confident, and magnetic. I believe, and therefore I receive. My belief creates my reality. My faith is wealth in motion. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Faith without fear is the key to every door." Tonight, you hold that key. With it, you open every gate that once seemed closed. I believe doors open before me. I believe my path is clear. I believe my supply is overflowing. You may not see the form of your wealth yet, but belief does not wait for proof. Belief is proof enough. In the realm of spirit, to believe is to have. To know is to hold. To expect is to receive. I expect good. I expect wealth. I expect miracles. Repeat slowly as you sink deeper into the bed. My belief is stronger than any doubt. My faith is greater than any fear. My trust creates my world. Belief turns the invisible into visible. It is the hand that reaches into the unseen and draws out treasures. As you sleep, belief does its perfect work. While I sleep, my belief creates prosperity. While I rest, my faith multiplies my wealth. My belief works while I dream. Now, picture a golden sun within your heart. It glows warm and steady, beating with each affirmation. That sun is your belief. Each time you speak truth, it brightens and expands. My heart believes in my destiny. My heart believes in my wealth. My heart believes in my power. The energy of belief is love. Love is the greatest magnet of all. Love says, I already have. Love says, I am already whole. Love says, I receive because I am worthy. I love money, and money loves me. I love the flow of prosperity through me. I love being a magnet for abundance. Let that feeling of love spread through your body like warm light. It melts away the last trace of doubt. It heals every cell that ever feared lack. It reminds you that belief is not force. It is relaxation into truth. I relax into belief. I rest in faith. I sleep in certainty. In this moment, you believe not as a wish, but as a knowing. You no longer hope for wealth. You know you are wealth. You no longer seek prosperity. You know you emanate prosperity. This is the energy of belief. It does not look for signs, it creates them. I believe that my wealth is manifesting now. I believe money is flowing to me now. I believe my life is rich now. And as you believe, your magnet strengthens. It spins faster and brighter with each word. Opportunities begin to move toward you in the unseen. Ideas gather in your sleep, ready to arrive as inspiration in the morning. My belief attracts ideas. My belief attracts people. My belief attracts money. Say it again, slower, feeling it vibrate in your soul. My belief attracts money. My belief attracts money. My belief attracts money. You are becoming a lighthouse of faith, a signal so clear that everything you desire can find you in the dark. Your belief is the beacon. Your faith is the flame. Your prosperity is the inevitable response. I believe, therefore I receive. I believe, therefore I am. I believe, and so it is. Now, let the word believe become your breath. Inhale faith. Exhale doubt. Inhale certainty. Exhale fear. I inhale belief. I exhale fear. I inhale faith. I exhale limitation. Repeat these softly until your whole being feels like one breath of trust. I trust life. I trust my path. I trust my divine timing. Now, rest your mind in the sweet certainty of belief. No worries, no hows, no whens, only the truth that all is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. Let that phrase carry you into sleep. For as you sleep, your belief does the work. It draws to you what you have spoken. It builds your future in the realm of spirit. My belief is building my blessing. My faith is forming my fortune. My trust is creating my tomorrow. Now, beloved soul, sleep in belief. Your magnet is charged. Your heart is aligned. Your energy is faith. You are the living frequency of abundance. I believe in divine supply. I believe I am wealth. I believe I am one with infinite abundance. And so it is. Now that you believe, now that your faith hums quietly within you, it is time to feel. Wealth is not only an idea, it is a vibration. It is a frequency. It is a rhythm that moves through your body when you are at peace. Close your eyes and feel your heartbeat. That steady, faithful pulse. It is the rhythm of life itself. Life is abundance in motion. And you, dear soul, are the instrument it plays through. Wealth is my natural vibration. Abundance is the song of my soul. Prosperity flows through my energy. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine your entire being glowing with golden light. This is the frequency of wealth. It is not outside you, it is you. Every time you feel peace, every time you feel gratitude, you are tuning your instrument to the key of abundance. I feel abundant now. I am the vibration of wealth. I radiate prosperity wherever I go. The more you feel it, the more it becomes your state of being. And your state of being is the magnet of manifestation. I vibrate at the frequency of success. My energy attracts wealth effortlessly. I am aligned with the song of the universe. The universe speaks in energy, not words. It listens not to what you say, but to what you feel. When you feel poor, it echoes scarcity. When you feel rich, it multiplies abundance. When you feel grateful, it gives you more to be grateful for. So now, in this quiet space, feel as if you already have everything you've ever wanted. Feel the safety. Feel the joy. Feel the peace of a life overflowing with good. I feel rich in this moment. I feel peace, and peace is prosperity. I feel gratitude, and gratitude attracts miracles. Let gratitude swell inside you like sunlight expanding through glass. Your cells begin to hum. Your aura expands. The universe hears your frequency and whispers, "Yes, I am thankful for what I have. I am thankful for what is coming. I am thankful that I am already blessed." Now imagine your energy field as a shimmering golden mist. It moves gently with your breath. A living aura that stretches out around you. A soft, magnetic wave. Each exhale carries a message into the universe. I am ready. I am open. I am wealthy. I am open to receive wealth. I am open to divine ideas. I am open to infinite prosperity. This golden mist now expands outward. It fills your room. It fills your home. It touches your city, your country, the entire world. You are connected to the vast field of abundance that lives within all things. It is not far, it is you. I am connected to infinite supply. I am one with the source of wealth. I am abundance expressing itself. Feel how calm this vibration is. There is no rush, no desperation. It simply is. It is steady, constant, unbreakable, like the heartbeat of God pulsing through creation. My wealth is steady. My abundance is constant. My prosperity is eternal. Each cell of your body now glows brighter. Your mind feels open and quiet. Your heart feels wide and soft. This is the vibration of wealth, a mixture of gratitude, trust, and love. I love the energy of abundance. I love feeling rich. I love being magnetic to prosperity. Now, begin to gently smile. A small, effortless smile of peace. That smile itself is a signal to the universe. You are satisfied. And satisfaction is the vibration that multiplies everything. I am satisfied, and therefore I attract more. I am grateful, and therefore I expand. I am calm, and therefore I receive. Every feeling of joy becomes a magnetic command. Every breath of peace becomes a silent prayer. Every heartbeat becomes an affirmation. I am abundant. I am abundant now. I am prosperous now. I am wealthy now. Now, imagine you are surrounded by soft waves of golden sound, each wave carrying blessings, money, opportunities, and love. They move toward you gently, continuously, like tides that never cease. You are not waiting for wealth. You are living inside it. It moves through you, around you, within you. Wealth flows to me and through me. I am surrounded by abundance. I live inside prosperity. Let these words circle your mind again and again. I live inside prosperity. I live inside prosperity. I live inside prosperity. You are now tuned to the vibration of infinite wealth. Every thought, every breath, every feeling sends out a signal of attraction, and that signal cannot fail. It is divine law. My vibration attracts divine wealth. My frequency magnetizes success. My energy calls abundance home. Feel that power for a moment, not as excitement, but as calm knowing. You do not need to ask anymore. You do not need to hope. You only need to be. I am the vibration of receiving. I am the frequency of gratitude. I am the sound of wealth made manifest. Now, with every heartbeat, your frequency grows clearer. You are a golden tone resonating through creation. Everything that matches your energy is already finding you. People, ideas, money, success. What is mine finds me now. What belongs to me comes easily. What I seek is already on its way. Let your mind rest in that truth. Wealth is not something you attract. It is something you allow. When your vibration rises, wealth simply appears. I allow wealth to appear. I allow abundance to manifest. I allow prosperity to unfold. Now rest in this energy. You are tuned perfectly to the frequency of abundance. The universe hears you. The universe feels you. The universe responds to you now and always. I am one with the wealth of the universe. I am the sound of divine prosperity. I am the vibration of abundance itself. Let this frequency carry you into the next dream, where all things you have spoken begin to take form. You are aligned. You are magnetic. You are the vibration of wealth made visible. So it is. So it is. So it is. You have released resistance. You have believed. You have felt the vibration of wealth. Now comes the sacred act, the speaking of power. Your words are the voice of God within you. They are not small. They are not ordinary. They are living frequencies, creative currents that move through air, thought, and matter, shaping the unseen into form. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Your word is your wand. The words you speak create your world." So tonight, as you speak, remember every sound you make is magnetic. Every syllable carries energy. Every affirmation is a command to the universe. My words are powerful. My words create abundance. My words are charged with divine energy. When you say, I am, you awaken the divine within you. You announce to creation who you choose to be. And creation, obedient, eternal, responsive, rearranges itself to match that vibration. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I am divinely abundant. Speak these words not as a wish, but as a truth. Speak as one who already knows. Speak as one who commands, not pleads. Speak as one whose words never return void. Every word I speak returns multiplied. Every word I speak manifests perfectly. Every word I speak aligns with divine law. Pause. Let the air around you feel sacred, still, listening. Your words are forming golden ripples in the atmosphere, moving through unseen realms, touching possibilities, calling them home. My words call money to me. My words call peace to me. My words call opportunity to me. You are no longer hoping, you are declaring. Every declaration carries the strength of faith. Every affirmation is an act of divine remembrance. You are remembering your own creative nature. I speak, and it is done. I affirm, and it appears. I command, and it manifests. Feel that. Feel the gentle authority within those words. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. You are not demanding. You are agreeing with divine truth. My words agree with abundance. My words agree with success. My words agree with infinite good. Now, repeat slowly, letting your breath flow with each phrase. Money loves my voice. My words are magnets for prosperity. Every sentence I speak attracts blessings. Say them again. Let each one sink deeper into your subconscious. My words are magnets for prosperity. My words are magnets for prosperity. My words are magnets for prosperity. As you repeat, imagine each word glowing with light. Letters of gold floating in the air before you, spinning gently, then dissolving into the universe. They do not vanish, they manifest. They become circumstances, ideas, connections, and miracles. My affirmations are alive. My affirmations create instantly. My affirmations are seeds of wealth. Each word you speak plants a seed in the soil of spirit. Your faith is the sun. Your gratitude is the water, and the harvest is guaranteed. I plant words of prosperity. I speak words of wealth. I harvest miracles with my words. Now, let your tone soften even more. Speak to your subconscious mind as a loving teacher speaks to a child. Your inner self is listening, ready to obey, ready to believe. I am safe to speak abundance. I am worthy to declare prosperity. I am powerful in my words. Every fear that once silenced you, release it now. You no longer speak small words of doubt or delay. You speak the language of creation, faith, love, gratitude, and knowing. I no longer speak lack. I no longer speak fear. I only speak abundance. Say it again, stronger this time, feeling your voice awaken its ancient power. I only speak abundance. I only speak abundance. I only speak abundance. The vibration of these words expands through your entire being. It fills your room, your aura, your timeline, your future. Your spoken word becomes a creative current flowing ahead of you, preparing paths of ease, opportunity, and prosperity. My words prepare the way for success. My words create doors that open for me. My words shape my destiny. Now, pause and listen. Feel the quiet hum in your chest. That hum is the echo of creation responding to your word. The universe has heard you, and in divine timing, it delivers. My words never return empty. My affirmations always manifest. My declarations create reality. Your magnetism has found its voice. You are no longer just feeling, you are creating with sound. Sound is power. Sound is movement. Sound is manifestation. I speak life into my finances. I speak peace into my relationships. I speak prosperity into my path. And as you rest tonight, these words continue to move through dream, through energy, through the infinite field. stop when you sleep. They keep building, forming, attracting. My words work while I sleep. My affirmations are alive and active. My speech is magnetic energy. Florence said, "The invisible forces are ever working for the man who is always sending out good thoughts. And you, beloved soul, are sending good words, pure, golden, magnetic affirmations. They travel out in waves and return with blessings multiplied. Every word I speak returns multiplied. Every blessing I give comes back tenfold. Every declaration draws its equal. You are a living temple of divine sound. Your speech is sacred. Your affirmations are law. I am the voice of divine abundance. I am the sound of wealth made manifest. I am the echo of prosperity. Rest now, speaking softly one last phrase, until your mind drifts between thought and dream. My words are magnetic. My words are creative. My words are divine. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Now, beloved soul, it is time to rest. It is time to enter the deep ocean of divine supply. You have believed. You have felt the vibration. You have spoken your words of power. Now, you rest, knowing that all is done. There is nothing more to chase, nothing to fix, nothing to prove. All things are working for you. Every prayer, every affirmation, every intention, already heard, already answered. I rest in divine supply. All that I need flows to me with ease. My good comes to me in perfect order. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the weight of your body melt into the bed. Every muscle softens. Every thought slows. Every heartbeat aligns with peace. You are safe. You are loved. You are provided for. I am safe. I am loved. I am always provided for. The divine source that created worlds provides for you as easily as it spins the stars. It takes no effort. It requires no struggle. It is natural. Supply is natural. Abundance is my nature. Prosperity is my rhythm. As you breathe, imagine yourself floating on a golden sea. The water is warm, soft, and luminous. You do not swim, you are carried. Every wave that moves beneath you is divine provision. I am carried by abundance. I am supported by divine law. I am floating in infinite supply. You can feel the current of life holding you, lifting you, loving you. You never have to sink into worry again. I release all worry. I release all fear. I rest in trust. This is the holy rest, the sleep of creation, where the soul builds while the mind is still. Florence Scovel Shinn once wrote, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly." And now you act accordingly. By resting, my faith allows me to rest. My trust allows me to sleep. My peace allows miracles to form. As you rest, your subconscious begins its perfect work. It receives every word you have spoken tonight, every belief, every affirmation, and it multiplies them. My subconscious creates abundance. My mind attracts divine wealth. My dreams build prosperity. Even as you drift, your energy continues to call forth good. You do not need to know how. You only need to allow. I allow good to come. I allow money to flow. I allow blessings to multiply. You are now in harmony with the infinite rhythm of giving and receiving. Each inhale draws in divine supply. Each exhale releases gratitude. I breathe in supply. I breathe out gratitude. I breathe in abundance. I breathe out thanks. And in this breath, the entire universe breathes with you. Stars shine for you. The night sky hums with prosperity. The air around you is filled with invisible blessings waiting to become visible. Invisible good is now made visible. Unseen wealth is now revealed. My good takes form in divine timing. You rest now in the law of supply, the eternal truth that you can never be without. To be one with spirit is to be one with abundance. I am one with spirit. I am one with supply. I am one with infinite abundance. Your divine source never sleeps, so you can. It never tires, so you can rest. It never forgets, so you can surrender. I surrender all to divine order. I let go and trust the process. I sleep in peace and wake in prosperity. You are surrounded now by a soft field of light, the light of answered prayer. It glows golden, shimmering with all that is coming to you. Money, love, opportunity, peace. They are already moving toward you, quietly, perfectly, gracefully. All that is mine is coming to me now. I receive my good with joy. My wealth flows effortlessly to me. Let these words repeat softly within you. Let them loop in your dreams like a lullaby of power. The deeper you sleep, the more they root in your subconscious. I rest in divine supply. I rest in divine supply. I rest in divine supply. You are safe. You are complete. You are provided for in ways beyond imagination. All is well. All is done. All is unfolding in perfect time. All is well in my world. Everything is working for my highest good. I sleep in peace and I wake in wealth. The divine never fails. The source never withholds. The universe never runs dry. You are in the river of eternal supply, and the river is endless. My supply is endless. My prosperity is limitless. My abundance is eternal. Sleep now, beloved soul. Sleep in your truth. Sleep in your wealth. Sleep in your divine inheritance. Every breath you take from this moment on affirms one sacred truth. I am provided for. I am supported. I am supplied. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. The night has done its perfect work. You have rested in divine supply. You have slept in faith. And now, gentle soul, you awaken, rich in body, in mind, and in spirit. The light of dawn touches your face. It carries with it the vibration of new beginnings. This is the hour of renewal, the moment of manifestation. Everything you believed, felt, and spoke during the night is now taking form. I awake rich in spirit. I awake rich in faith. I awake rich in reality. Feel your breath deepen. Let the first inhale of the day be filled with gratitude. Let the exhale carry away all that is finished. You rise renewed, refreshed, radiant with divine substance. I rise in light. I rise in wealth. I rise in joy. Every cell in your body hums with the memory of abundance. Your heart beats with the rhythm of prosperity. Your mind is clear and calm, a channel open to divine ideas. Ideas of success flow to me easily. My mind is a magnet for divine inspiration. Every thought I think is prosperous. Now, bring your attention to your hands. They are instruments of creation. Everything they touch is blessed, for your vibration transforms ordinary things into channels of good. My hands are blessed. My work is sacred. Prosperity flows through all I do. The morning light moves through you, filling your aura, brightening your thoughts, and grounding the wealth that has already been formed in the unseen. My wealth is here now. My good is here now. My abundance is here now. You do not have to chase it. You only need to recognize it. It is around you in opportunities, in people, in unexpected blessings. I recognize abundance everywhere. I see prosperity in all things. I attract wealth through gratitude. Feel the difference between the world of yesterday and this new one. Something has shifted a piece, a power, a knowing. This is what it means to be rich in spirit. It is to know that no matter where you stand upon the soil of divine supply. Where I stand, abundance stands. Where I walk, prosperity follows. Where I go, good goes with me. Florence Scovel Shinn taught, "Nothing stands between man and his highest good, but fear and doubt. And you, beloved, have released them in your sleep. You awaken fearless. You awaken faithful. You awaken free. I am fearless in faith. I am confident in divine order. I am open to unlimited good." Look inward now and see your inner temple, the quiet sanctuary of your soul. It glows with gold light. In its center, a flame burns steady, the eternal flame of prosperity consciousness. My inner light guides my success. My inner flame attracts my fortune. My soul is my source. This flame burns through the day, keeping your vibration high, your mind magnetic, and your heart thankful. I walk in gratitude. I live in faith. I move in abundance. Now imagine yourself stepping into your day. Each footstep a declaration of trust. As you move, divine order goes before you, making straight your path, preparing every perfect connection. Divine order goes before me. Everything I need awaits my arrival. My way is prepared with prosperity. People you meet feel your calm power. They sense your energy before you speak. They respond to your magnetism, for you carry the vibration of peace and plenty. My presence is magnetic. My energy inspires wealth. My vibration uplifts all I meet. And wherever you go, money flows, not because you chase it, but because you embody it. Money flows to me naturally. Opportunities find me easily. Success surrounds me effortlessly. Every task you do today is an act of creation. Every word you speak continues the vibration of last night's affirmations. Every thought you think is an instruction to the universe. I think prosperity. I speak abundance. I act in faith. You are no longer separate from your wealth, you are one with it. You live inside abundance. You breathe prosperity. You embody divine supply. I am one with wealth. I am one with abundance. I am one with divine good. Now, stand tall in your spirit. Lift your chin, breathe in deeply, and affirm softly. I am the living proof of divine prosperity. I am the manifestation of abundance. I am the evidence of faith fulfilled. Carry this awareness through your day, like sunlight carried through glass, quietly, steadily, beautifully. No matter what appears before you, remember, appearances change, truth does not. Truth is abundance. Truth is supply. Truth is my reality. You are forever rich in spirit, and now your spirit has become your reality. You awaken to the life your faith has created. You walk in the world your words have built. You live inside the vibration your belief has called forth. I am rich in spirit and reality. My wealth is both seen and unseen. My life is the reflection of divine prosperity. And so, as this meditation ends, you rise renewed, confident, radiant. The peace of divine order is upon you. The joy of manifestation fills your heart, and the wealth of heaven flows through your hands. I walk in wealth. I live in light. I give thanks for my prosperity. You are magnetic. You are abundant. You are whole. You are blessed. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
My dear, there is a silent agreement you made with the world, a contract you signed in the ink of innocence long before you knew what it meant to hold a pen. This agreement was whispered to you in classrooms, on playgrounds, through television screens, and at family dinner tables. It became the quiet, invisible law of your inner world. It told you that your worth was something to be earned, that your joy was a reward for struggle, that abundance was a far-off land reserved for a chosen few, a prize you had to fight for, a summit you had to conquer through endless, breathless effort. It convinced you that you were born with an empty cup and that it was your life's sacred duty to scurry about, performing and pleasing, begging for drops of validation, drips of security, and morsels of love to fill it. But I am here today, as the voice of the truth that lives within you, to do one thing. We are here to tear up that contract, to burn it to ash on the altar of your remembrance. Because that agreement was a lie, a grand, persuasive, and beautifully constructed illusion, and its power over you ends now. Here is the truth. Listen to it with every cell in your body. You were not born empty. You were born an ocean. You were not born in lack. You were born from abundance. You were not born a beggar. You were born an architect, endowed with the power to create worlds. Every single time you looked at something beautiful and whispered, "I could never afford that." Every time you shrank your dreams to fit into someone else's box of what's realistic. Every time you felt the sting of lack as you paid a bill, you were unknowingly casting a spell of limitation over your own sacred ground. You were honoring a fraudulent contract. You were handing your divine architect's tools over to the phantom of fear. But the great spiritual laws, the law of belief, the law of supply, the law of assumption, they were never, ever working against you. They cannot. They are as impersonal and as faithful as the sun that rises in the east. They have only ever been working for you, awaiting your clear instruction. You have simply been giving them the wrong blueprints. You see, true, soul-deep wealth does not begin in your bank. It does not begin with a new job, a new client, or an unexpected check in the mail. That is merely the echo. The sound is made first in the quiet cathedral of your imagination. It is born in the inner conversations you have with yourself as you lie in the stillness of the night. It is shaped by the feeling you dare to embody long before you have a single piece of outer evidence to justify it. As the great teacher Florence Scovel Shinn knew, your imaginal faculty is the scissors of the mind, and it is constantly cutting out the scenes that you will one day live through. So I ask you, with all the love in this universe, what have you been cutting out? Pictures of debt or blueprints of freedom? Snapshots of fear or the grand design of your divine inheritance? A woman of true spiritual substance is not defined by what she possesses. She is defined by the beliefs she is willing to let possess her. So the most important question you will ever answer is this: who are you choosing to be in this very moment? Are you rehearsing the role of the woman who doubts her own magic? The one who still believes she has to prove her worth? Or are you ready to finally step into the role you were born to play? The role of the heiress, the architect, the queen. Let this be your first reclamation, a declaration that shakes the foundations of the old world. Say it with the quiet certainty of a memory returning. Divine supply is my birthright, for I am remembering who I am. Feel the truth of that. It is not a hope, it is a homecoming. Divine supply is my birthright, for I am remembering who I am. This moment, right here, is the beginning of your resurrection. Not into someone new, but into the truth of who you have always been. My friend, your word is your wand, and for far too long, you have been waving it in your sleep. Listen closely. There is no such thing as an idle word. There is no such thing as a neutral thought. Every single phrase you speak whether whispered in fear or declared in faith, is a command. It is a seed planted in the fertile, obedient soil of your subconscious mind. It is a decree sent out into the invisible ether, charged with one sacred mission: to take form. Every word is a builder or a wrecker. Yet, the average soul, caught in the trance of the material world, mutters incantations of lack all day long. I can't. It's so hard. I'm trying. I hope. Trying. Hoping. Wishing. Can you feel the vibration of these words? They are the language of the servant, not the sovereign. They are the prayers of one who believes power lies outside of herself. They are the incantations of delay, and they push your good just beyond your reach. But the woman who is aligned with truth speaks a different language, not from arrogance, but from a place of profound inner alignment. When she walks as the woman who is already provided for, her thoughts and words are of fulfillment. I have. I am. It is done. There is no pleading in the voice of spiritual prosperity. There is only calm, centered, unwavering conviction. You must begin to speak with this quiet, royal command. I once told a student crippled by self-doubt, "My dear, you are under grace, not under law. Now you must act like it, speak like it, command like it." So I ask you, what words have been building your world? Are they expanding you or enslaving you? The mind is a beautiful and obedient servant. Repetition is its primary language. The more you affirm your scarcity, even as a joke, even as a casual complaint, the deeper that belief roots itself in your subconscious soil. But this same immutable law is your key to absolute freedom. Let us plant a new garden right now. Let this be your new vow, spoken from the depths of your being. I now speak only words of wealth, worth, and wonder. Say it again, not as a mumble, but as a decree that rearranges the atoms in the room. I now speak only words of wealth, worth, and wonder. The universe leans in to listen to your voice. Every cell in your body is listening. From this moment forward, do not speak of what you do not wish to create. Do not give voice to fear. And please, do not joke about poverty or failure. Your subconscious mind has no sense of humor. It only knows one thing: instruction. Your words are now blueprints for wealth. Your only job is to hand them over and let the master builder within you get to work. Everything in your life today is the result of a script you have been rehearsing in the silent theater of your mind. Before the mansion ever appears, you must first walk its halls in your imagination. Before the abundance floods your life, you must first feel the steady rhythm of its presence in your own heart. Before the world sees you as radiant and successful, you must first hold that image of yourself in your mind's eye and refuse to let it go. This is the great secret. Florence called it spiritual dramatization. You must act as though you already are the woman you wish to be. This is not about faking it. That is an energy of desperation. This is about faithing it until you see it. It is an inner rehearsal that changes outer reality. When an actress prepares for a great role, she doesn't just learn the lines. She inhabits the character so completely that there is no separation. This is your work now. To inhabit the role of the sovereign you, the peaceful you, the prosperous you. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined reality and a physical one. When you consistently repeat a new identity in your mind and body, it has no choice but to accept it as truth. And once it accepts this new blueprint, it moves heaven and earth to conform your outer world to match. The law is impersonal. It does not reward the deserving. It responds to the believing. It does not reward the hard-working. It responds to the boldest, clearest, most persistent impression. So let me ask you, would the version of you who is a clear channel for infinite supply hesitate to invest in her own soul's growth? Would she second-guess her divine vision? Would she doubt her right to be seen, heard, and celebrated? No. She would walk into rooms with a silent command, a gentle certainty, not because she is better, but because she knows deep in her bones who she is. Let's rehearse her now. Let this feeling settle into your bones. I am already the woman of my dreams, in mind, in mood, and in movement. Breathe that in. Now, I invite you, right now, to stand up. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, and just take 10 steps. But don't walk as the you of yesterday. Walk as her, the one who has already arrived. How does she move? Is there purpose? Is there grace? Is there an unapologetic peace in her stride? Do not wait for someday. Someday is the graveyard of dreams. Embody her, now. And now, a sacred challenge, a vow to be made in the presence of your own soul. Later today, I want you to go to your mirror, but you will not go as a critic. You will go as a queen returning to her throne. Plant your feet. Look past the reflection and into the truth of your own eyes, and you will make this decree, not a whisper, but a declaration that makes the very glass vibrate. I see the divine architect within me. I honor her. I empower her. I receive through her. Say it again, and this time, do not ask for permission. I see the divine architect within me. I honor her. I empower her. I receive through her. Do not look away. This is not a moment for shame. It is a moment of coronation. You are not hiding anymore. You are not asking. You are not hoping. You are arriving. Let me tell you something few dare to say so plainly. Begging blocks the blessing. You were not born to plead. You were born to partner with the divine and to command your subconscious mind. When you pray from a place of lack, the universe can only echo back the vibration of lack. But when you stand in the quiet, knowing authority of your true self and declare, I am the woman who is this. I am the channel for this experience. It is done. You align with the very power of creation. The heavens rearrange themselves to meet your claim. This is receiving mode. It is not loud. It is not arrogant. It is a powerful, magnetic, silent knowing. You do not get what you want in life. You get what you have the faith to claim as already yours. So today, we drop the language of lack. We drop the posture of pleading. We begin to speak, think, and act like the heiress to the kingdom that you are. Let's seal this shift with a new creed. Feel the power move from asking to knowing. I no longer ask. I align. I expect. I receive. Once more, with the calm authority of a queen taking her throne. I no longer ask. I align. I expect. I receive. You are no longer knocking on the door of abundance. You have realized you are, and always have been, the door itself. This is your activation, the moment of true beginning. Not just an idea, not just inspiration, but a full, energetic, irreversible embodiment. What you decree now becomes the law of your being. So I ask you, wherever you are, to stand up. Close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady, powerful beat. This is the rhythm of divine supply. Take a deep, cleansing breath in, and as you exhale, release the weight of the old agreement forever. You are about to enter into a sacred, unbreakable covenant with your highest self. This is not fantasy. This is a spiritual decree backed by immutable, universal law. Repeat these words after me, slowly, with feeling, with absolute certainty. I now claim my sovereign identity by divine right and with divine ease. I think, speak, and act in perfect alignment with grace, wealth, and wholeness. I release the performance of poverty. I divorce the identity of worry. I walk with presence. I radiate power. I command with peace. All that I desire is already mine in divine mind, and I now command it forth into visible expression.
This is my divine inheritance, and I claim it fully and gratefully now. Now, feel that power coalescing in your heart. You are not becoming. You are not waiting. You are. Feel the shift in your body. That is not just motivation, my dear. That is metaphysical alignment. That is your soul saying, yes, at last. From this day forward, you do not try to become. You act as if, because in the mind of God, it is already done. Anchor this truth. Leave your energetic signature below by declaring, for all of heaven and earth to see, I am the architect of my reality. Let the universe bear witness to your vow. And remember this always. Fear demands to see the evidence before it will believe. Faith is the courage to believe before you ever see the evidence. Choose faith. The kingdom is already yours.